Intro.
Welcome to Embers of Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the Council of
shatter
Government,
steel,
we must guard
they
against
cannot dent
the
steel.
acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically opposed to secret society.
We, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in the
decided long
past,
ago
to do whatever needs to be done
excessive and unwarranted
to
concealment
preserve this last and greatest bastion of
far
freedom.
outweighs the dangers
In this
that
present
suffice to
crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Did that do anything? Yeah. Oh,
there
welcome
we go.
back to Embers of
Hey.
Liberty, where, hi. We can't hear Lonnie, so hold please. We'll just swap these mics out. While that's happening.
There it is. It's on the bottom.
Oh, it probably hit that.
Hey, people.
There he is.
What is up, party people?
I'm here.
Anyway, I'm going to drink some beer tonight, but I am not drinking Bud Light.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. We are
Turns the
not.
frogs gay.
Turns the frogs.
It definitely turns the frogs gay. I got me some nice Voodoo Ranger Juice Force.
I have a pina colada.
And because I'm smaller than Justin, I have a mini.
Very nice. Very nice.
Tasty.
We're like the background noise is really picking up in here.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, just get close to your mic and don't talk too loud.
More than a fist. Like, kind of hug that sucker.
Anywho, so we're back again. Second
Back.
week in a row with full
Back
crew.
again. Guess
Shady's
who's back?
back.
Tell a friend.
Just
Okay.
not Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, no.
Fuck that guy. And yes, he is a guy. He has a dick.
I don't want to fuck him, though.
Twig and berries intact. So, dude, listen, one of them has nuts. And if you need us to tell you which ones,
We're not for you.
we're not for you. So, anyway, let's just go ahead and get our. What is going on? This is super echoey, and I don't like it.
It is very echoey.
I don't know if it's.
Were we up too high?
Shouldn't be.
No,
'Cause it doesn't-
It's
it doesn't
probably
s-
our direction. Like how we're like. We're
Well, it
angled
doesn't
weird.
sound as bad now, but I can't really.
Yeah.
Did you just turn us down?
I turned us down a little bit. Why don't you turn the codec down a little bit on the.
Yeah, because I can hear
there.
my nostrils now, which ain't good.
Yeah, that's
That's a lot better.
a lot better.
Yeah.
Wait, is the other mic plugged up behind the TV? It's behind the TV.
I don't know if it is. Let me check.
That could be it.
That could be a big part of it.
Could be. I don't think it is. I think it's been unplugged, but I'm not sure. But I think a lot of it has to do with the directions. What about now? I think that fixed.
Maybe.
Nope,
Yeah,
that
no.
didn't fix shit.
Hello.
Yeah, turn that shit off. Ah,
I look really orange now.
yeah, you got some sun today, bro.
You've been hanging out with Trump.
Been hanging out with the fishes, bro.
The orange man bad. We're going to talk about him tonight. We're also going to talk about some. I don't like this echo.
I don't either.
There's nothing
What
different.
is happening?
This is how we were last week. So I mean,
And why is it doing this
Don't know.
tonight?
I'm about to see if you can hear it. We may not be able to hear it.
Yeah, it may just be on our end.
It may be in our ears.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be desktop audio, would it?
No, it's room echo. Like it's because
We need to get some like foam padding or
Justin, see, it's the room echo.
we need to
Yeah.
get like some foam padding or something.
Yeah.
Carpets.
Carpet, like a big rug.
Yeah. Just big
Shag,
rugs
big
everywhere.
shag rug.
Just everywhere.
I think we maybe need to turn Lonnie down. Actually, it may be part of it because like see,
yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
That's
Lonnie.
weird.
It was
Yeah, because you
Lonnie.
turned me up because we couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
Because I was off.
There we go.
I don't know how the
that's
mic got
true.
turned
That's
off.
a lot. That's a lot better.
I don't either. Okay, that's way better. So anyway, typical Embers of Liberty fashion. Joe, how was your week?
It was good.
Nothing
I got my second interview
Nice.
with my job that I want to get.
Nice.
Yep. So good stuff. We already got enough smoke in here. Okay. Okay.
No, that's from your crappy cooking.
Actually, it was really good cooking. It was just
Cast iron.
cast iron foggage.
Steamer. Lonnie, how was your week?
My week was
Also,
good.
hold on. Sorry. Congrats on the second interview.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Also, fuck you.
Yep. This week was good. Normal week, work week wise. Took the little one to a farm today. She had a blast. Wife got sunburnt.
Very nice.
yeah, it was
Except for
real
the
fun.
sunburn part.
Yeah. What about you, Justin?
It's been a week. My allergies been kicking my ass.
Yes.
Well, 'tis the life in the South.
It is. It tis the season for everything to be fucking yellow, including our lighting. But anyway,
It's all yellow.
yeah, we thought Kate might have strep.
that's
Luckily,
rough.
she does not. So, crisis averted there. But other than that, it was a pretty normal week.
Good deal.
So weeks are covered. Let's talk freedom things.
Freaking loud.
Shut up.
Well, we got
Don't be a
complaints
bitch.
about the desktop audio being a little too
Yeah,
low. So
we
had-
really did.
So we had to turn that up.
Yeah, Jason said that he couldn't hear it this past show. Well, he could hear it, but it wasn't like.
It was talking like a mouse.
Yeah, it was pretty low. So anyway, we'll jump right into it. What are you doing?
Look at this.
Yeah, you're burnt like a bitch.
Look at that.
That is,
It looks like I stuck my arm in a booty hole.
you probably did, knowing you.
It's straight up.
Stick my
Probably
fist in
stuck
your
in
face.
stuck it in a fish booty hole.
Also this morning.
So, of course, first and foremost, we have some more leaked documents. Some of them have been doctored, some of them are real. Not really sure how I feel about this because it kind of sheds a light on some of the stuff that's been going on in Ukraine. And the problem that I have with it is that it reveals sources and methods in some senses. And I'm not a fan of that, but as far as like exposing the truth, I think if the truth can destroy it, it should be destroyed.
Yeah, the way I look at it is, I think what this whole leaked story with documents and stuff with the airmen getting arrested, I think it brings more questions than actual true answers, right? I think that's the biggest issue with it. And some people are running one direction and some people are running another direction.
Yeah.
And just in true media fashion, they're splitting us right down the middle as far as
yeah, they are.
is what's true and what's not. But one thing we can say is, I think everybody at home watching this, not in the media, can agree, there's something that's not being told, but what is it? We don't know.
Yeah, something's fucky here. That's the gist of it. So just to prove that we don't always rely on right-wing sources or left-wing sources, we got CNN.
Sadly, we have CNN here.
We got the crappy news network.
Hey, look, it's Don Lemon looking
Lemon.
like he's high as fuck.
Yeah, he do be looking high.
All right.
He really do.
He
All
really
right,
do.
take it away.
Launched an investigation into the leak of Pentagon documents that were posted online. U.S. officials have confirmed that some of the documents are authentic. The leak poses a serious risk to relationships with U.S. allies and military options in Ukraine, but there is also a concern from Ukraine that the documents may have been altered or maybe part of a misinformation campaign. For perspective on this, joining us now is retired U.S. Army Major Mike Lyons. I mean, this is astounding because what these documents show, one, is, as the New York Times put it, that the U.S. has basically penetrated every Russian security apparatus, has great insight into it. But as David Singer writes in the New York Times today, you know, this is a disclosure because it's fallout in real time because some of these documents aren't even 40 days old. So you can actually see what they know right now about what's happening in Ukraine.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
what they
right.
knew
I'm
40
having a hard
days
time
ago.
getting my head around this. I mean, if there's 50
This dude has so
classified
many
documents,
wrinkles
there's
on
50
his lip, he
separate
looks like he
stories
has
that
a
are going to
mustache.
impact on the ground in Ukraine right now. The fact that they gave away their air defense platforms and where those locations were, the fact troop movements, they're talking about artillery rounds. We all know that Ukraine is running out of artillery. So this level of breach is significant. And the fact that we're kind of asleep at the switch, we had indications it was going on the past few months. We've got to do a better job monitoring these sites, these Discord sites that have this kind of information out there. It came from the highest levels of.
First off,
There was a
no,
big problem
you
there.
don't.
There was a big problem there that I heard.
That sounds like spying on United States citizens, which is a problem.
Yeah. We do not need to keep an eye on Discord sites because that is freedom of speech.
It is indeed freedom of speech.
And you have no right to monitor those types of sites.
What is that? Illegal search and seizure?
Yeah.
Like-
Wiretapping kind of falls in the same guidelines as that because that's basically like a phone call, right? It's all
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah. So maybe don't.
Yeah, let's not, pal.
Of our government, the joint staff, these documents, they were removed obviously from a briefing. There were pictures of these presentations. So again, the damage assessment I still think is going on, and it's very significant. And now all these holes are likely getting closed up. It's going to cause significant trust issues between us and Ukraine.
But it does put into perspective,
didn't
don't
have
you
that
think, the
because of
story
the
that we've been
corruption,
covering
though.
about all these classified documents that are ending up, at personal residences and so forth, just the danger that this poses, correct?
Yeah, it does, Donna. It's not just overclassification. This is serious stuff.
Right.
I mean, this is things get overclassified based on it might embarrass things within our country. This has national security implications on the ground, signals intelligence, SIGINT, so to speak. It shows us eavesdropping on our allies. It speaks to the fact that humans now, human intelligence sources could be burned on the ground. People could be, lives are at stake now.
Well, here's a solution. How about you don't
Maybe
eavesdrop on your
fucking
allies?
Don't do that. Now, we'll talk about this in a minute. You're
Well,
going to find
to
out
be-
some stuff that you don't want to,
To
you
be
don't
fair,
want to hear your allies talking about.
but also in the same aspect, I do kind of get it because it's Ukraine, one of the most
Right.
corrupt countries in the world. But yeah, so I mean, but you decided to send funds to them to support
Yep.
them, so it's kind of a
At
double-edged
the end
sword,
of the day, it's our own fucking fault.
right? Well, their fault, not ours.
Right,
we
right,
didn't agree
yeah.
to this.
Right.
I didn't get a vote in sending billions of dollars.
The country in general.
With this kind of stuff.
And Caitlin makes such a good point about like real time, right now, information about
No, 40
Ukraine,
days
et cetera.
ago.
But at the same time, what was also
You know what
included
shit can happen in 40
in the
days?
reporting from the Times over the weekend is sensitive briefing slides on China, sort of the entire Indo-Pacific military theater, the Middle East, terrorism. It goes so far even beyond the current conflict. I mean, considering relations with, look what China and Taiwan, look what's happening right now.
Yeah, so the intelligence agencies now have got to focus on this to close gaps, mitigate risk, figure out what the damage is with regards to this information, taking our eye off the ball on what's happening in the Pacific. China, Russia could use this against our democratic allies and say, look, why should you trust the United States? You're going to give them information. Some of this information came from other countries. It had certain classifications that only certain other countries had, New Zealand, Australia, not even normal NATO allies, so to speak. So this is a significant breach up there with Snowden, WikiLeaks, and with regard. I hope we're closing ranks pretty quickly to figure out what happened.
And the point that
All right, we can
David
stop that
Singer
now.
makes with
I don't think it's to the same degree.
It's definitely not. And so the difference is what Snowden did was arguably beneficial for the American people.
Well, because there was so much secrecy behind that, right? I mean,
They want to compare and contrast Snowden. Like, this dude is revealing means and sources, or sources and methods, whatever you want to call it.
hey, Probst.
What's up, Probst?
Hold on. Probst, you okay, man? You okay? You doing okay out there?
Would you shut up? Leave Probst alone. He's fine.
And he's just like, hey guys. Usually he's like, hola from the Mexican whatever of us India.
Normally, he might be feeling a little under the weather. Maybe
Hey
the
man, he's
pollen
got the fucking
him.
pollen attacking him. All right, leave him alone.
He is in the Bama too. That's for sure. That is
Yeah,
right.
see, yeah, I'm good.
He's good.
See, he's good.
Man, maybe he's had a few brewskis or something. He's just hanging out, man.
Maybe
He's
you
chill.
just mind your own damn business.
Yeah, don't you worry about Matt. If Matt's not all right, he probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
Fair.
I got your back.
we
Back,
got you,
Matt.
Matt. We got you.
All right.
So, again, if they want to compare apples to oranges, that's what this is. You know, Snowden did what he did because he believed that it was necessary for the American people to actually know what was going on and the extent of the spying on us, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were rolling out technologies that were never even conceived of.
Right.
So I mean, it's a lot different than, hey, here's some documents
Yeah.
that are being leaked about a current wartime phenomenon.
Right.
You know.
And so what these documents show is that the war in Ukraine's not going as well as what they're making it out to be.
Right.
Which, whether some of those documents are the doctored ones or the real ones, I don't know.
Yeah, which, I mean, what they released, I still have questions about. Really raised other questions opposed to just being like, oh, this makes perfect sense. There's
Right.
still a lot of questions to be answered.
Yeah, it's led to more questions than answers,
Right.
for sure. Now, as far as the guy that they arrested for it, I mean, first off, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if this guy was actually releasing this stuff like they say he is,
Yep.
then yeah, sure, he should go to prison for it
And
because he did reveal.
And I think, as me and you specifically know, this ain't no joke.
No, this is not anything
With both of
to
us
mess
having
with.
security clearances and
Well,
working with
Yeah.
government agencies, yeah. We
Yeah.
both know the consequences of something like this, but the way they went after him was a little extreme.
Well, but the thing you have to understand with security clearances is that you also have this thing called need to know. If you
Right.
don't need to know, you don't know.
Right. And I did see something about that, and I don't know about it, and I'm not in the military. I'll say that first and foremost, and I don't know the extent of this guy's job duties. I don't know whatever, his job title is.
Yeah.
I don't know the extent of what that job title is able to know.
I think he was an intel analyst.
Yeah, and like I have a family member he's coming out of the military now, but he was an operations intel, and I'm sure he did know some stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
to that extent, yeah, I would probably have to say, yeah, he probably knows a lot of stuff about what's going on currently, and it's very possible that he did have his hands on this stuff. But I still think that the way that they went after this guy and how they basically came there with like a FBI SWAT team and all this stuff, probably not extremely necessary.
So Jack Texera is a cyber transport systems journeyman. That's why he had access to all this stuff.
That makes a lot of sense.
So
I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little out of the loop on this story specifically.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, it's scary shit. Like, to know that people are out there abusing their clearances like this.
Yeah.
And again, you've got to have need to know as well. But if you've got access to just troves of information, like, I work in logistics. I have access to literally nothing.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah,
whatever.
And I
I'm
probably
not-
have
I don't
access to a
even
little
have-
more than you, but I don't have much more.
I don't look at anything
Yeah.
ever.
I mean,
because
As far as,
don't
y'all,
need
as
to.
far as y'all security clearance goes, it's probably mostly attributes to like trade secret kind of stuff, probably.
No. I actually
No, trade secrets aren't included in stuff like that.
no, and I work on stuff that's, I'll just say it's weaponry based. So I mean, if they're working on something that's experimental or something like that, I may work on something like that. But as far as knowing anything about it,
Nope.
no.
know nothing. Like I could
Like-
literally tell you nothing.
Yeah, and the thing is, the way that they have, I will say this: the way that they design, like the government designs things, they do it in steps. It's in increments. So whatever they're having worked on,
It's extremely compartmentalized.
each group of people that they have working on a project only know the extent of what they're working on. They couldn't tell you what it does in conjunction with said other groups.
Like say if a,
Maybe the engineers could, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
Right.
You know.
the
But as
head
far
the
as-
head of the umbrella knows, say like this is just me popping off something, a new missile. Well, this group is only working on the guidance system, and all they know is that they're making this new guidance system. They don't know what is going on. All they know is they need to
it's
make
not
it.
that compartmentalized.
Actually, it is.
Some of it is, some of it's not.
Some of it-
it really just depends.
All they know is they're making a guidance system, and it's got to be this big.
But the other thing that you need to know is like sometimes you can have a document that by itself is not classified.
And in
right?
conjunction,
But if you put it with another document, it makes it classified.
that's called
gotcha,
derivative
gotcha.
classification.
Yeah. And that's training that we have to go through
Quite regularly.
Pretty regularly.
Once a year at least,
Yeah.
depending on your job.
So it's just one of those things like, again, you've got to have need to know.
See, and
for any
and
of
the
it
thing
to
is,
matter, though.
and that's why me and Justin are kind of boggled by this whole situation, because having a clearance, you kind of know a little deeper information than someone like you.
Right,
for
right,
instance, you know, we go through the training, we know the process.
But you're not. But you're not like, oh man, the aliens are real.
Well, no.
Right.
I mean, nobody has access to that
right,
shit.
unless
Except
you're
for
like
the president,
majestic level clearance or whatever.
I don't know.
They say
Is that even a thing?
Yeah, that's what they say. But
It's like you finally make it to the top, and they're like, okay, so what do we call this clearance? Like, I just got
Majestic
this,
12.
and they're like, we call it Tony Stark.
Oddly specific, but
But,
okay.
you know, so
I'll
like,
allow it.
yeah, so like, you know, this whole situation here, you know, me and Justin, you know, we have security clearances. We kind of work with government agencies, not necessarily directly with the government, but
Right.
so we kind of have a little bit of an idea of how this works. Now we don't know the ins and outs of this whole situation because
Frankly,
the government. So the government.
So this
is
guy,
probably-
this guy though, he would probably have top secret clearance. doesn't
yeah,
he?
he has a
he would have to. I would assume if he's working with
but I say
anything
because
he
intel related.
100% has a TS
If he,
clearance.
but I say because if he's getting access to this stuff, it's got to be top, not just regular secret
Well, I mean,
clearance.
even
If
this
you're working-
article is saying, you know, he has top secret clearance.
Because of what they're secret and then like top secret.
Yeah, there's secret, there's top secret, there's classified clearance.
Yeah.
There's a whole slew of things you can get into.
Then they have one like I said, this Tony Stark.
I mean,
Maybe we don't.
like I
know.
said, here's the thing. I literally work in logistics. Like I receive items. That's it.
Right, and then like I have a hand in producing things.
Here's the thing. Even if something were
Top
classified,
secret.
I can't open it.
Yeah.
Like I don't get
Yeah,
access
it's a
to
need
that
to know,
stuff.
and usually you have a security field officer, especially if you're a contractor, that they will come to you and say, "Hey, we have certain such and such coming. Here's
Let
a
me
list.
know when it gets here.
Yeah, here's a list. You're on it.
They don't even give you a list. They're at where I work. It's just like when this gets here, you hand deliver it to
Right.
security.
Well, the thing is, you can ask your FSO
Well, yeah.
typically and say who has a need to know on this,
Hmm.
and they'll have a written list. They have to by record for the government.
Yep.
Of everyone who has a need to know on said project.
Right.
So Justin, if he got this said package and someone came up with it outside of the FSO said, "Hey, let me peek into this crate," Justin would say, "No, I don't think so. Let me call the FSO."
But that's the thing. That's not how it works where I work.
Well, I'm
because
just saying, like,
everything goes directly to.
right, and I'm just saying, but
the
if that was,
FSO.
I'm just theoretical situation here. If something came and they had came to you and said, "Hey, let me know when this gets here,"
Yeah.
right? Some Joe Schmo came up and said, "Hey, I need to look in this." Justin would say, "No, let me contact the FSO. What's your name?" He would call them and say, "Hey, does so and so have a need to know?" And then they would say, "Let me look at the list." No, they don't.
Regardless, this is one of those things like this should have never happened to begin with.
Right.
But it feels like this guy was just trying to show off for his friends.
Yeah, putting in Discord. I mean,
if you're going to leak stuff, you need to
you're going to have encrypted emails.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like
keep it on a
people
drive.
who intend to leak things typically go to the media, right?
Like WikiLeaks, right?
Like Chelsea Handler, like Edward Snowden, like all those people. They went to press,
right,
with these things. They didn't keep it to themselves and just share it with their buddies. So something about it's not making sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm telling you, it's all a ploy to start World War III. Because Russia's gonna be like, "Oh, this is what you've been doing."
I mean, when Russia first got news of this, apparently the reports are coming in that they're saying, "Oh, it's a psyop." Initially, when they heard the rumors about it, they were like, "Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit." Basically, I mean, they weren't, as far as what you were telling them, they weren't believing anything that came out of it.
No.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that they know anything that came out of it.
No, I mean they could know none of it.
You know.
So anyway, let's let this go.
Highly classified Pentagon intelligence documents about the war in Ukraine, as well as Russian and U.S. spying on not only the U.S. spying on its adversaries, but spying on its allies, like Israel, like South Korea, like Ukraine. Over the past month or more, the leaked documents have been appearing online on the chat service Discord and on the messaging app Telegram. Many appear to be photographs of slides prepared for a briefing.
So you're just going to show?
It appears the Pentagon wasn't
they're already
aware
out there,
of the
so.
leak until last week. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby spoke Monday.
We don't know who's responsible for this, and we don't know if they have more that they intend to post. So we're watching this and monitoring it as best we can. But the truth and the honest answer to your question is we don't know. And is that a matter of concern to us? You're darn right it is.
While the documents appear to be real, U.S. officials say some have been doctored. Concerning the war in Ukraine, the leaked documents suggest Ukraine has little chance of militarily defeating Russia. One document from February predicted that Ukraine's, quote, ability to provide medium-range air defense to protect the front lines will be completely reduced by May 23rd.
This dude has a fucking phone strapped to his helmet.
The leaked documents also predicted the fighting between Ukraine and Russia in the Donbass region, quote, is likely heading toward a stalemate. Another document indicates members of Ukraine's security services were responsible for sabotaging a Russian plane inside Belarus in late February. The documents also appear to indicate U.S. intelligence agencies had deeply penetrated the Russian military, giving the Biden administration internal information about Russian war plans in Ukraine, as well as operational plans for the private mercenary group Wagner in Africa. The Washington Post reports one leaked document reveals the Wagner Group sought to purchase arms from Turkey, a NATO ally. Documents also show that Egypt, a close U.S. ally, secretly planned to produce 40,000 rockets for Russia.
Okay, so
the leak
pause
of
it
the
right
documents
there.
has all.
So this is the part of it that is like, okay, that's a pretty good reason to spy on your allies.
Yeah.
Like, especially when they're like, "Oh, Egypt's going to help them." Like, what?
First off, why the fuck are you trusting Egypt?
Yeah, well, she said a very close ally of the United States is Egypt. Excuse me, the fuck? Why?
I don't think they're a very close ally. I think that they're
an acquaintance.
associate.
They're an acquaintance at best.
Yeah, they're like, I know him, but I don't really know him.
You're talking about a very close ally. You're talking Jerusalem.
Yeah, you're talking like Britain.
Yeah.
You're talking like Canada.
Yeah. Those guys are very close allies. Egypt.
We'll kick their sandcastles over.
Listen, how much postage does it take to send a letter to Canada?
Why? Why? I don't know why.
Sending a letter to Canada says, "Dear Canada, fuck you." I just channel my inner Ron Swanson right there.
You'd be disappointed in Ron Swanson if you watched The Last of Us.
No, I'm not. I'm not disappointed in him.
Ron Swanson's a totally different man.
I mean, The Last of Us is just gay Ron Swanson.
Gay Ron Swanson.
He's still libertarian. He's still very hardcore libertarian.
Listen,
in that movie.
if you haven't seen, have you watched The Last of Us?
I've watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. So for any of you that haven't watched it, the fact that he's in his bunker when all this shit starts going down,
Wearing a gas mask.
And says, "Not today, you
Jack Boot New World Order or something.
New World Order Jack Boot fucks."
Yeah.
It's like, yes, that's my Ron Swanson.
I don't care if you like to lick up another man's
I'm gonna
mustache.
start,
And
that's what I'm gonna
then
do.
he kisses the dude, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
That's what I'm gonna do when at this next interview when they ask me where do you see yourself in 10 years, I'm just gonna show them that video.
Not today, you authoritarian jackboot fucks.
I might not get the job if I do that.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the job if you do
100%
that.
won't get the job.
So at the end of the day, like, I see why we would spy on allies. It still doesn't look good. But
Everybody
then again,
spies on
everybody's
everybody
spying
else.
on everybody. You know they're spying on us too.
Like, I
They're
wasn't-
probably just not getting as much.
What got me is everybody just acts surprised. Everybody acts surprised that, oh, you're spying on your allies? What? Like, y'all are surprised about that? Like, of course.
You're not?
You're like,
You
they're
ever
not.
heard of a little thing called backstabbing? Yeah. I'm not too fond of it.
Yeah. So, anyway, I mean, it's... I don't know. The scariest thing is in the next video, Lonnie.
Okay.
And to me, this is the biggest problem out of all.
Damn, Joe.
Listen, a little bit of iron in your lungs is good.
I don't think that smoke is good for anybody. Well, let it go.
Looks like a Chinese.
There's some interesting findings in these documents that have been released. One, The Guardian points out, one slide suggested a small contingent of less than 100 special operations personnel from NATO members France, America, Britain, and Latvia were already active in Ukraine. Talk about the significance of that.
Well, that's what the Russians have been charging for a
Look,
long
I'm
time.
just gonna
that the
point out,
U.S.
this
is
dude's
more
goatee's
heavily
crooked as
involved, or
fuck.
not just
He looks like a
US,
Chinese
but
Phil Collins.
NATO and our NATO partner countries have been involved far more closely and far more directly with the war than is led to believe by the government, by the Biden administration. So it adds to the weight of those charges that the U.S. and its allies and the NATO partners are more heavily involved in this war. And that's a very dangerous situation since you've got nuclear powers involved, Russia, the United States, France, and so forth, all nuclear powers, and we're all fighting over this one piece of territory, and it keeps getting more and more out of hand. So I think that's a very big danger.
The New York Times points out military analysts said the documents appear to have been modified in certain parts from their original format, overstating American estimates of Ukrainian war dead and understating estimates of Russian troops killed. The modifications could point to an effort of disinformation by Moscow, the analyst said.
Well, that's a
Okay,
bit
so
of an
pause it.
overstatement. I think what...
So, to be clear, the guy who leaked this stuff has absolutely no ties to Russia at all.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that his efforts to doctor this were anything more than just efforts to doctor it.
Yeah.
Like, the problem that I have is, why do we have forces on the ground in Ukraine?
That's not to be said that we don't expect it.
Now,
yeah, I'm not surprised.
So here's the thing. Okay, so if you've got operators over there to train Ukrainians on how to use the equipment that we're giving them, that's one thing, right?
Yep.
But if we have American soldiers killing
But if we have
Russians,
operators over there operating,
we are at war.
That's war.
Yep.
That's an American-involved war that Congress didn't authorize, and that's a problem.
Yeah. And now here's the thing. If you think this is the first instance in which this has happened,
You're dead
you're
wrong.
wrong. Now,
Right.
this is the first instance in which it has been. If it is true,
We just got caught.
it has been documented that is the case.
And
I guarantee you, in every conflict, before it was a conflict, this was a thing.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't think anyone should be surprised necessarily.
No, for sure.
But I
I'm not
think the fact
surprised,
that it
but-
is a documented thing should be an issue.
Yeah.
And that's not that I agree with it. I'm just saying if you're going to do it and try to do it in secrecy, don't fucking document it.
Right.
Don't put it on paper saying that, hey, we got
This is
special
one of
operations
those like
forces in.
Black Ops things.
Yeah,
like you,
this is-
you don't put that on the books anywhere.
Right. This is you're fucking up big time. If
Yeah.
you're going to try and do something in secrecy.
Like those people, if they die, they're just a star on a wall, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they died in an accident in training.
Well, I mean, so Langley, the CIA headquarters has a wall that's just stars.
Yeah, and there's no names. It's just a star.
It's no names. It's
The pe-
because
now
it's
the people-
CIA operatives that have died in
The
action.
people in the committees know who they are.
Yeah.
Right.
But they do not publicly share those names. Or
Right. And I mean, and I'm not saying that there isn't a need for those type of situations.
Right.
There is. Sometimes there's things that are so sensitive
that need to be done that you don't want anybody to know about.
and people are better off not knowing about.
The problem with this is that if we've got operators on the ground operating, they were sent there by Joe Biden.
Yep. Because he's going to be
the commander in chief. The problem with that, again, is that we're not in a war. The wartime powers don't apply here.
Right.
Like, you don't get to do that
Yeah, and then that brings
without
into
congressional
well,
authorization.
that brings into question. Okay, so is Joe Biden in cahoots with the CIA and formulating some sort of a operation that's held in
What it really brings into
secrecy?
question is Joe Biden in power?
True.
In my opinion, because at the end of the day, you can't withdraw from Afghanistan in the way you did and then just send in troops willy-nilly to Ukraine.
This is a very strategic type of situation. That's how you would want to approach it, very strategically. And Joe Biden doesn't have a track record of being very strategic.
No, not at all. So
it does make you wonder who's pulling the strings.
Yeah, because it ain't Joe Biden.
It ain't Joe Biden.
It ain't Joe Biden.
This guy needs to be in a retirement home.
Listen, man, I don't know about you, but
chocolate chip, baby.
They told me they had ice cream down here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Yep. That's an accurate assessment, Lonnie. So that's pretty much like I don't really need to go any further into this. Like, at the end of the day, why do we have operators on the ground? This is something that we need to know as American citizens. Now, it gets even deeper with the Ukraine thing. And Seymour Hersh, the guy that released the Nord Stream story, he's at it again.
Oh boy, this ought to be good.
Quite frankly, I'm here for it. So, Seymour Hersh in a recent article has actually alleged that Ukrainian officials, including Volodymyr Zelensky, have embezzled roughly $400 million worth of our aid that we've sent over there.
You're not talking about the most corrupt country in Europe, right?
No, definitely not.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Ukraine.
So, the Ukrainian government, headed by Volodymyr Zelensky, has been using American taxpayer funds to pay dearly for the vitally needed diesel fuel that is keeping the Ukrainian army on the move in its war with Russia. It is unknown how much the Zelensky government is paying per gallon for the fuel, but the Pentagon was paying as much as $400 per gallon to transport gasoline from a port in Pakistan via truck or parachute into Afghanistan during the decades-long American war there. What is also unknown is that Zelensky has been buying the fuel from Russia.
Wait, hold on. Isn't Russia the enemy?
Now,
I'd be wrong, but
Now here's the thing, right? So like, if this war was as all out as they say it is, why would Russia be selling their enemy oil to keep their troops moving?
well, it couldn't be because they have so many sanctions against them that
No, definitely not that. So one out. So, been buying
This is
the
a
fuel from
cluster.
Russia, the country with which it and Washington are at war, and the Ukrainian president and many in his entourage have been skimming untold millions from the American dollars earmarked for diesel fuel payments. One estimate by analysts from the Central Intelligence Agency puts the embezzled funds at $400 million last year.
Oh my gosh.
that's a significant amount of money that would have helped towards our national debt.
Another expert compared the level of corruption in Kyiv as approaching that of the Afghan war, although there will be no professional audit reports emerging from Ukraine.
Hey, Biden, I just want to say,
Now,
what a dipshit, man.
Now, isn't this the same government that was, I don't know, paying Hunter Biden?
Oh my gosh, it goes so deep.
It's almost like it's almost
I
like
wonder where
they
this
know
40 million's
what's going to
going.
happen, and they're doing it anyway.
I wonder where this 400 million's going at this point.
Well, that would be all the sports cars that they're all buying.
Oh,
So let me get
in
this
an
straight.
active war zone.
Let me get this straight for
That
those
makes
maybe have
sense.
a hard time following along.
insurance must be
Russia is selling Ukraine oil.
That America is paying for, while Zelensky is skimming money off the top of the oil payments.
Damn.
After
That's good.
we have basically caught or got the evidence that that little Joe over there, or Joe's son, has been going back and forth to Ukraine with money bags.
Skimming off of Burisma, which is a natural gas.
So, Zelensky
This is the weirdest love triangle.
Zelensky's been buying discount fuel from the Russians, one knowledgeable American intelligence official told me. And who's paying for the gas and oil? We are. Putin and his oligarchs are making millions on it.
So essentially,
is this a joint operation?
Many government ministries in Kyiv have been literally competing, I was told, to set up front companies for export contracts for weapons and ammunition with private arms dealers around the world, all of which provide kickbacks. Many of those companies are in Poland and Czechia.
Chechnya, yeah.
Fucking weird Russian country names. Bullshit. But others are thought to exist in the Persian Gulf and Israel. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that there are others in places like the Cayman Islands and Panama, and there are lots of Americans involved. An American expert on international trade told me.
Huh. If you have all this information, shut the shit down.
No, they're not going to, because they're getting rich off of it too.
It's ridiculous.
You think Zelensky's going to skim all that money off the top and then not give some to Pop Pop?
Oh, he's 100% giving some to Pop
Bro, you're
Pop.
dead wrong if you think he's not giving some to Pop Pop. Hell, Corn Pop, who's been dead for God knows how many years, is probably getting some too.
And Hunter Biden, guess what he's getting? A lot of crack. Just to keep his mouth
And
shut.
hookers.
True.
And miners. I'm not talking about the guys digging in the ground. I'm talking about
Yeah.
minors.
We talking about underage people.
We're talking about underage girls. And possibly boys. Who knows?
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
into
know.
some freaky deaky shit.
He's a little weirdo.
God.
So, Burns also presented Zelensky with a list of 35 generals and senior officials whose corruption was known to the CIA and others in the American government. Zelensky responded to the American pressure 10 days later by publicly dismissing 10 of the most ostentatious officials on the list and doing little else. The 10 he got rid of were brazenly bragging about the money they had, driving around Kyiv in their new Mercedes.
Huh. Interesting.
Dude.
Here I am struggling to buy fucking a dozen eggs.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in America,
we need to redistribute the wealth. We have wage crisis.
No, I think you're going way too deep into it. We're talking about, hey, we want to support Dylan Mulvaney with Bud Light.
You know what? So let's touch on that real quick. So, okay, first off, thoughts on the leaked documents and the.
I'll let you go first, Joe.
Good and bad. You know, I mean, it could hurt some folks, but at the same time, I do like transparency as far as the stuff going on in Ukraine.
Fair enough.
I think the government overclassifies things, though.
That's an iffy subject.
That's a touchy one. Lonnie?
My thoughts. I think that the information that we have, I don't think it really gave us really any true information other than generating more questions.
Yep.
I literally think look.
More questions than answers.
Yeah, and I think the whole this thing right here, what we're talking about with Zelensky and the Ukrainians.
This to me is a bigger problem.
Pro says this is why I hate politicians.
Well, yeah, that's why we all hate politicians.
Well, this right here, when we were sending these billions of dollars of funds, I knew this was occurring.
I mean, we all knew it was happening.
We knew it
Everybody
was
with
happening.
a brain knew it was happening.
Well,
And
as soon
what
as-
it tells me is that anybody on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that that has a Ukrainian flag, and we're guilty of this too because we had a Ukrainian flag in our logo for a while.
To be fair,
this
was before funds were sent.
Correct.
Right.
This was initially.
Yep.
And to this day, I will tell you this: I support Ukraine's right to exist as a.
I support the
independent nation.
Ukrainian people.
Yeah, I think that the fact that
As far as the Ukrainian government goes, fuck you. You're just as bad as the American
Right.
government. As far as all this money that we've been giving them, fuck you. We've got homeless veterans here.
Yeah.
As far as the corruption that even the left-wing media was admitting to existing in like 2019, as early as 2019, now it's just whatever.
Yeah. My thing is the Ukrainian deal with all the monies, being skimmed off the top and all that stuff. When they were sending all these funds, I said, "Oh, well, that's not surprising. That I expected."
Yeah.
With the other stuff, with the troops being there, not necessarily a shock.
It's not a shock, but I want to know why they're there.
Right. I think there is a bigger question of why they're there. And then I also want to know that the true role in which this airman played in this. It seems like to me, I don't feel like this guy acted alone.
No, there's no way that this guy was doing it on his own.
No, I really don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
But here's the other thing. So with the guy that released the stuff, the media ran with the portrayal of him as a gun nut, right-wing extremist, racist.
I don't think that's true.
Right. So that was a description of him given by one of the members of the Discord servers that he was releasing this stuff on. Now, an interaction with another member of that same Discord server said that he was an extremely patriotic, devout Catholic and just loved guns.
Right.
So
there's no criminal aspect to that.
There's nothing that's adding up.
And the thing
right?
is, either one of those people could be correct. I don't know.
They could. I mean, both could be true.
Right.
Look,
the dude could be two
used
different.
to be known for being racist.
Well, and he could also be two different people to two separate people, right? I mean, that's not completely out of the question. But I think there is more that needs to be known about this guy.
I mean, there definitely is, and I'm sure that there's stuff that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing, and here's the problem that I see with this whole situation, and the problem that I have with it. Will we ever actually see the truth? Probably not.
No, we're never going to see the truth.
Probst kind of touches on that. Like, the problem is no one will ever get prosecuted for any of this.
Yeah, and I couldn't see that comment, but yes, I agree. And that's the real issue that I have with this whole situation. The other stuff that's been brought to light, if that's necessarily true, because they claim that there is doctored documents in this.
Which ones are doctored? Which ones are real?
Right. Well, and the one thing that we were talking about on the ride up here was, they talked about, the Russian casualties are far less than what has been portrayed in the media in past months over the year.
Everything that you and I have seen has been that Russia's getting absolutely butt-fucked.
Yeah, but and like I pointed out, I said the one thing that makes me really question that is why would Russia conscript a draft of all these people if those losses weren't as severe? They're claiming 17,000 Russian, or maybe a little more. I don't know the exact number, but it was very low in comparison to what we've been told in recent months. But why would Russia conscript a draft of citizens with no training, no supplies? And I've seen videos of these
I've seen the drones dropping grenades on these dudes.
And like I was telling Justin, I've seen so many videos from Bunker 530. They're combat, media. They don't pick sides. They're unbiased.
Right.
They just kind of relay the stuff they get.
They just report the stuff.
Yeah. And it's overwhelmingly Ukrainian stomping mud holes in Russian troops' asses.
Yeah. With American equipment.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's a 3-to-1 ratio.
Here's the thing. If there's one thing that this has shown us, it's that a hot war with Russia don't last very long without nukes.
Yeah. Yeah, Russia ain't shit.
And that's the scary part of all this.
Well, and it's also kind of surprisingly, with the nuclear tensions, kind of also at the same time brings a little bit of ease, because if you're going to send your troops in with 60s era equipment and protection, it really makes me consider, how good is your nuclear arsenal?
Right. How well maintained is it? Are these even going to go off if you launch one?
Well, they just released an article the other day that was talking about, a British spy plane was attemptedly shot down by the Russians. And the only reason that they didn't accomplish that was because their missile missed. And then also when Biden went and visited Ukraine, there was an intercontinental ballistic missile that was attempted to be fired but failed. And I've seen videos of where they're shooting SAM turrets that go out probably 250 yards, literally flips a 180 and comes down and hits the actual launcher and destroys it.
Yep.
Makes me really wonder, okay, how nuclear capable are you?
They're not. That's the problem. And we touched on this last week with the intel officer, right? So, Putin is not getting the full picture.
Yeah.
He's being told what he wants to hear.
Yeah.
100%. That's the
Well, it's
only
'cause
reason
he's
this
a
is still going on.
unhinged
Is because
lunatic.
he is being told what he wants to hear, and that's it. So, at the end of the day, there is no... I've said it a million times. There are no good guys in this war, and that's the problem, right? There's no good guys in this conflict at all.
Gentlemen, yields.
And it's just I don't know where to go with this one anymore. With the whole Russia thing, at the end of the day, it's either leading straight to World War III or it's not gonna do.
It's just gonna be a constant stalemate of war like it was in the Middle East.
Yeah, and so these documents are hinting at the fact that it is headed towards a stalemate. No side is going to win.
That's what I'm saying, man. Eventually, I think a nuke is going to be used somewhere. I just think.
So, again, I think that
I don't think we get out of this without a nuke. Either there's a nuke that goes off somewhere, or Putin gets assassinated.
Well, again, though, with the nuke thing, if Russia goes to that length and launches a nuclear strike, what Lonnie said, how effective is that actually going to be?
All you got to do is get one off.
Yeah, but can they? That's the biggest question. Can they actually do it?
I mean, but what I'm saying is I don't really want to find out.
I mean, I don't either, but that's not the point. The point is, what are their actual capabilities? Because at this point, I don't think their capabilities are near what they claim they are. Right.
But see, what we're receiving could be, propaganda too, trying to make them look bad, and they're really doing better than they are. We really don't know who to believe at this point.
And again, it kind of brings us back to you need to look at both sides. You've got to look
right
at the left and the right and see where the facts intersect. That's where the truth is.
Yeah.
that's just that's the end of it.
I think, like I said, at the end of the day, I think it's becoming a stalemate.
So with that, I actually need to use the bathroom as well. So we're going to take like a 2 to 3 minute break, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. We are going to have to hit some stuff hot and heavy now because we spent an hour pretty much talking about that document leak, which, I mean, it's necessary.
Important.
It's an important thing. That's the video that we need to go to. So this is actually from a Homeland Security Subcommittee hearing, and it's about the northern border.
The northern border.
Yeah, because
the mooses are getting in, man.
No. People have been getting one-way tickets to Canada from Mexico and crossing into America from the northern border now, instead of crossing the border at the southern border.
I'll give them this. Pretty creative.
It's A for effort.
Yeah.
F for failure.
Smell like failure.
So, this first clip, and this is just kind of like a get owned moment, and I thought it was funny, so I put it in the show because I wanted to talk about it. So, let's roll it.
Goes back.
We're going to stop at 2 minutes,
recognizes
15 seconds.
The gentlewoman from Illinois, Ms. Ramirez, for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, for those of you that don't know,
that's very
I am
proud
an
of you.
American, and I'm also a proud daughter.
No,
of a woman who
you
crossed
can't
the
be an
Southwest
American.
border 40
You're not
years
in
ago.
Congress or anything. Shut
And
the
I have
fuck
to tell
up,
you
bitch.
that I've been sitting here, a little scorecard of a number of things that I've heard that almost directly say that my mother and asylum seekers are less than human. I've heard a member
That's
a
not what
Republican
anybody's
member,
saying.
talk about immigrants as an infestation, and another one call it an invasion.
Because that's
Mr.
literally
Arthur,
what it is.
you and your organization have frequently proposed and defended extreme anti-immigrant policies, such as the Trump administration's so-called zero-tolerance policy, which resulted in thousands of children being taken from their parents at the border.
Started by
Hundreds of
Barack
whom
Obama.
Still
Yeah.
have not been reunited. In
Continued
fact,
by
you called this
Joseph
cruel
R.
and
Biden.
inhumane policy, and I quote, absolutely crucial. You also referred to provisions in law meant to protect migrant children as, and I quote, loopholes and quote, flaws, and argued for their elimination.
Because they should
Maybe
be.
this kind of awful rhetoric is to be expected from a witness representing an organization founded by an anti-immigrant, racist, white nationalist like John Tanton, but it should have no place before this committee. And then we have Mr. Judd, who has used media appearances to repeat the great replacement theory, tropes regularly pushed by hate groups. This kind of dangerous rhetoric
okay, pause it.
has inspired a right.
We got like 20 seconds left. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Rising number of domestic terror incidents across the country in recent years. And all of this for a hearing about a non-existent crisis along a shared border with our friend, our ally, and partner, Canada.
Okay.
So the Great Replacement Theory, what is that exactly?
Well, just look it up.
Isn't that the one where they think that they're trying to replace us with minorities or something like that?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know if I believe that one.
That's because it's not true. Now, Democrats, as any Democrat will tell you, believe that demographics are destiny. And that's just fucking un-American.
Demographics are destiny.
Yeah, like you got to cater to the minorities.
How about we just let?
How about we just
cater to whoever needs help, and then let the chips fall where they may?
No, it's not even that. It's America is supposed to be a giant melting pot.
How about we have laws?
That's one that
that kind of burns the ass, don't it?
That's one that I can get behind. So anyway, we're done with this bitch. But
Miss Ramirez,
I will not eat your tamales.
She's been eating a lot of tamales.
We're also not done with this bitch because the next video is the guy that she said was repeating the Great Replacement Theory. And it's glorious.
The final member of the subcommittee to ask questions.
Now, the first part of it's a little bit of a joke.
That's
but
Mr. Crane of Arizona.
Whatever.
For 5 minutes of question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for appearing here today before our committee. It's true that you guys are under oath. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Now, pause it right here for a second.
Miss.
First off, I don't like the cut of your jib. I don't like the way you're sitting. It's not very ergonomic. You're going to have a bad bag for that. Also, you're fucking weird.
You also have a very Jewish nose.
Whoa. What?
Hey, I call it like I see it.
It is Jewish looking.
He doesn't have a yarmulke though, so he's not a Jew.
I mean, not that it's a problem. I'm just saying. We're just saying just that nose. Is
He
very
also
Jewish
looks
looking
like
nose.
Why did you have to make it like it was a problem? We're clearly not actually anti-Semitic.
You were the one that's going whoa.
I know it was facetious.
Yeah, it was clearly in fun. He also looks like a very long-haired hippie version of Ted Cruz.
He looks like
holy shit.
No. He looks like a white, slightly fatter version of the guy who plays Severus Snape.
No.
With a beard.
That's not Alan Rickman. Fuck off.
That looks like Alan Rickman.
No, it doesn't.
Do him justice. He looks
Alan
like
Rickman
hippie.
was a beautiful man.
He looks like a hippie version of Ted Cruz.
First off, he looks like Ted Cruz if Ted Cruz could actually grow a beard.
It's true.
Second off, you do be right. Continue.
Mr. Dawson, my first question for you. What's better, ham or Canadian bacon? We're on the clock. Ms.
Damn.
Dawson.
I have no answer. I have no
Okay.
answer. I
All
have
right.
no answer. I can't say that Montreal bagels are better, though.
Okay. All right. Moving on to
Everybody's like, "Yep,
Mr.
yep,
Judd.
yep."
Mr. Judd,
Fair
it's good
enough.
to see you. I don't know which one of us
This is
brought
the
the
guy.
warm weather from Arizona, but it is nice up here.
This is
Mr. Judd, how many
the
years
guy.
have you been an agent?
25, but I'd first like to start. I'm amazed that a member of Congress can actually impugn somebody's character without letting that individual answer the question. She said that I repeated white nationalist tropes, when in reality, all I did was repeated what John D. Podesta said. John D. Podesta's think tank said, demographics, I believe that this is a direct quote, demographics is destiny. I had never heard of the Great Replacement Theory until USA Today wrote a story on it. And it's amazing that a congresswoman can impugn somebody's character without even allowing them to answer. I've been a Border Patrol agent for 25 years.
Well, I'm glad you got to address that. And if you'd like to say anything else on my time, go for it. What else? How long have you been representing Border Patrol agents in the National Border Patrol Council?
I've been in a position, one or the other, for about 15 years, approximately.
Thank you, sir. Would you say you're proud of your job? And if
I
so,
am.
why?
Very, very proud of my job. I think that it's very important for the safety and security of the American people.
I think you told me a couple years ago, sir.
Right you are, sir.
The first time I ever met you, that your organization has endorsed candidates from both parties. Is that correct?
We have.
So would you say that your organization is bipartisan?
It absolutely is.
That's weird. That doesn't happen a lot up in this town.
If I hear your nostrils in these microphones one more
It's not
fucking
me.
time,
It's not me.
yes, it is.
No.
I don't think it's me.
It is 100% you.
It's not me.
Yes, it is.
That's not me.
Because when you backed
That's
away from your microphone, it stopped.
That's Lonnie, man. That's
It's
Lonnie.
not me.
It's not Lonnie.
I don't breathe that heavy.
I'm gonna mute mine. I'm muted now, so just listen.
All right, let it play.
Can
I
you
hear your
elaborate
fucking
on why
nostrils.
your organization's is bipartisan?
We'll work with anybody that wants to secure the border. That's what we want. We work for the safety and security of the American people. Any law enforcement, when they put on a uniform, what they want to do is they want to protect citizens, and that's what we want to do. And we'll work with anybody that will work with us.
Thank you, sir. Would you agree with Secretary Mayorkas' assessment that we have operational control at the southern border?
Absolutely not.
Can you briefly describe some of the most detrimental policy changes that current administration has put into place?
When you look at the main magnet that draws people to cross our borders illegally is whether or not they're going to be released into the United States. Right now, nearly everybody that crosses the border illegally, if they're not expelled under Title 42, which is only about 30% right now, then they're released into the United States. That's the main magnet that drives people, and he has put that, if you will, he's put that on steroids.
Yeah. Does it bother you on a personal level to see these changes made?
It does, because I know that we can't properly protect the American people with these policies.
Give them a get
Yeah,
some.
one of the things that was covered earlier, sir, was the attrition rate in the Border Patrol. In your professional and long-standing position in the Border Patrol, do you think that has anything to do with Border Patrol agents feeling like it doesn't even matter what they do?
It does. I speak with agents on a regular basis that are leaving the agency because they know that they can't do the job that they wanted to do.
It's got to be kind of heartbreaking to somebody who's devoted so much of your time and life, sacrificed time away from your family to protecting American citizens.
It is.
Yeah. Sir, do you know when President Biden's first visit to the border was? Was it January 23rd?
It was, yes.
Yep. So how many years into his presidency was that?
Disgraceful. Just over 2 years.
Do you know how many trips President Trump made to the border?
Shiz me. I
I
have an
don't know
answer for this.
exactly,
I have
but I
a
know that he
bigly
made
answer,
multiple trips.
and I need Lonnie to
I think it was
because,
about
frankly, a lot of people, very smart people, a lot of pilots and Border Patrol agents and even ordinary citizens will attest to the fact that I, Donald J. Trump, also known as the Orange Man. Some people call me that. Very dumb people. They call me the Orange Man, and they say I'm very bad. They're very wrong. But frankly, I've been to the border so many times that it's unreal. And you wouldn't believe the things that I saw in Barack Obama's cages. It's disgusting. It's frankly inhumane and unsanitary. Excuse me. Play the video, Lonnie. Bigly.
Do you think it has, as a leader yourself, do you think it has anything to do with leadership if you actually show up to the places that you represent and the people that follow you see you show up?
Yeah, any time that you know that somebody supports what you're doing, what your mission is, you're going to be a lot more energized to do the job.
Awesome. Mr. Arthur, my last question is for you. My colleague over here from Michigan, Mr. Thanader, showed a video of some vehicles going over a bridge in Michigan and then stated that this is hardly a picture of disorder. And I asked a couple other members if they got the same implication that I did, that, hey, it doesn't really, because of the video I'm showing where cars are going over a border and trucks are going over a border, there's no issue here. When you saw that, what did you think about that example that he made in the video that he showed? Do you think that described the border issues that we have going on here in the United States, sir?
Well, actually,
excuse me. If you would build a bigly wall
from that talks about
on the
why
border from
this hearing today was so
Mexico
important. We need
and Canada,
listen to Dr.
one that,
Dawson,
quite
the
frankly,
ranking member,
goes
talked
all the
about
way up
importance of
into
trade
outer
between the United
space,
States and Canada. We need
perhaps
to
drop a
continue
nuclear weapon
that
on either side of the
Our
wall.
relationship with Canada is absolutely crucial.
Your
to our
problem is
vitality, our
bigly
economic
solved.
vitality. I know that the time is up. I'll make it short. We need to make sure that continues. I was in, not this building, but two buildings down on September 11th. And everything changed that way, certainly changed. I was oversight counsel for immigration. The dangers that we would have to shut down our economy, shut down our borders, shut down our commerce because something had happened, were real.
Sir, I was asking about a specific video.
I understand that. But
I'm going to, real quick, I'm going to go to Mr. Judd. Mr. Judd, when you watch that video...
Point of order.
Excuse me.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Okay, all right.
I thank the gentleman, and we're blessed to have recognize the...
Like, these are the people that are being ignored, right? Now, this next video is not related to that. But the fact that even Agent Judd is calling the Biden administration out for their inability to actually go to the borders, enforce border policy, and send these people back home to do things the right way. And again, as a libertarian, I believe that it should be cheap and easy to immigrate into the United States. I don't believe that moving from country to country should cost you an arm and a leg, right?
Did I ever tell you the story about the guy I worked with?
Yes, you did.
It cost him $30,000 to get his wife here.
You've told that story a couple of times, actually. But at the end of the day, if you want to come to America, you should be able to do it legally for an affordable price.
I can get behind that. I don't think that's too much to ask for.
It's really not.
I think, they usually have, as far as I know, I don't know the whole entire immigration process, being born here.
Right, naturalized citizens.
Right, I don't know the whole process.
Or natural citizens, sorry. Naturalized is people.
But I do know that there is a test that you have to take at some point, not necessarily before you enter.
Civics test, you have to renounce your citizenship
to said country that you come from.
Whatever country you came from. And you have to be here for a certain amount of time.
I thought you could have like dual citizenships and stuff.
No.
I think if you if you're not a natural born American citizen,
you can have dual citizenship if you're born in another country.
But if you come into America from another country, you have to renounce your citizenship from that country.
So one of your parents needs to be from the other country, and one of your parents needs to be from America to get dual citizenship.
Yep.
To America, as far as I'm aware.
Or if your family member is in the military and you're born at a base in another country.
Yeah, but you don't get dual citizenship for that because you're technically born on American soil.
You did, because my uncle has citizenship in Germany.
Oh, okay. Well,
and he was born in Germany on an American air base.
The most common ways to get dual citizenship is through ancestry, marriage, and naturalization.
Yep. Okay, so I was wrong. I reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It happens from time to time.
But
you could be like German and marry an American, and you could be You could be a citizen
Yeah.
of Germany and
well,
America.
I mean, that's like all these people who marry service members.
Yeah.
They have dual citizenship because they married into the country.
Right.
Which,
Okay,
and I think that's acceptable.
There are some things that I don't know, and that's one of them. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think that's
I
acceptable.
do now.
I think that's acceptable.
It's
but
freaking stupid.
You know, come to think of it, my grandmother, my stepdad's mom, had dual citizenship because she married Otis, who was in the military.
There you go.
And she was from France.
There you go.
Born
So
and
she's
raised.
French
She married,
and
she married
American.
Otis the dog.
No, Tony's dad's name was Otis.
Remember Milo and Otis?
Yes.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie. Homeward Bound. If you haven't seen it, you should
On
watch it.
another point, you're so freaking stupid. Dumbass.
No,
I'm just kidding.
sometimes
I'm kidding.
happens.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I heard your nostrils, by the way, Joe.
I hear yours too, Lonnie. I can hear yours.
You can't
I
hear
can-
mine.
I can't hear his.
I
You're
can-
hearing yours,
No,
dumbass.
no,
You're hearing yours
no,
played through your headphones.
because my breathing, my breathing is different.
No, you're hearing your own
This is your breathing.
nostrils.
I can't even do it as loud.
Listen. I'm breathing. Listen.
Yeah, that was 100% your nostrils that I was hearing. You know how I know
I'm
that?
right on the damn mic.
Hold on. You know how I know it was yours?
Why?
Because it whistles. Don't fuck with me again,
wrecked,
Joe.
nerd.
I will definitely fuck you up.
But listen, like right back here, you can't really hear it.
Anyway,
I can't a little bit.
so I just thought that was interesting and hilarious
But yeah, I will agree with that. I think that
because that dude fucked that bitch up.
that dude fucks.
That dude has like a 14-inch cock. 100%.
Plus or minus.
Actually, you know what? He loses 2 inches because he's a fed. Fed.
But he's one of the good feds, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Give him an inch.
Okay,
Not
so
2 inches, just one.
So he's down to 13 inches, still over a foot. That guy fucks. Now,
But I agree with that. I think that if you're coming into this country from another country, I don't think it should be what some people earn in a year.
no, fuck
in
no.
order to come into this country.
This is supposed to be the land of milk and honey, right? Like we're supposed to be it.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like freedom and opportunity, but
well, that's how you get
But
milk
yeah,
and
I
honey,
think
bitch.
if you show a true interest in coming into this country and becoming a citizen, I think it should be
the people that are coming in here illegally, yeah, they may be hard workers, but they're also
and that's
not necessarily the best people to be bringing.
Well, and that's the thing. That's not to say that, just for anybody listening to this, that's not to say that any of us three, and I'm going to speak for the three of us here.
Well, yeah.
And I think we would all agree, and I think you know what we're going to say, what I'm going to say. We do have sympathy for the people who truly want to live a better life and come to this country illegally.
But
We really
you need to do it legally.
You have to do it legally. That's
the second. So the position on this for me is that if you're willing to break the law to get into America, what law are you going to respect?
Right.
And we are a nation built on the rule of law. You are supposed to follow the law.
And and the thing is, and it's not that we don't even, it's not even that we see past the fact that you're breaking the law, because you're coming from what is considered a lawless country most of the time, especially on the southern border.
That entire country is run by the cartel.
It's corrupt through and through. There is not an uncorrupt portion of that government.
Just like, well, I mean, you can't prove that Canada's corrupt, but it's fucking.
You got blackface as the prime minister.
The only amendment.
Thank you.
The only
actually,
blackface to
it
you.
is Sir Justin Castro to you.
Stupid.
Don't fuck that up again, Lonnie.
I gave myself a stupid.
The only amendment I'm willing to make to this is you give them a authentic Mexican food making test. And if they are good at it, they are allowed to come into the country.
You only say this because you're part Hispanic.
What?
You only say this because you're part Hispanic.
Bro, I love
Unlike
authentic
Cody, who is
Mexican
pure
food.
Hispanic.
I love authentic Mexican food, bro.
Mustache.
Like, I love authentic Mexican food.
Yeah, well, you have a source. It's called your grandma.
But yeah, and I think, like I said, you know,
So Matt, hold on. Matt does say
Oh,
lots of
Matt said.
countries have requirements of earnings. It's meant to keep freeloaders out, and that's true.
True.
And that's fine. But you've got to make it affordable for them to get here.
Like I said, it shouldn't.
That's the thing that I,
mean,
have
when
It
issues
shouldn't
you're
cost them
talking about-
$35,000.
Well, and the thing is, $30,000 US in other countries is a shit ton of money.
shitloads of money.
That's a lot of money. Just to become a citizen, that's a bit steep. You know, maybe you could prorate it based on country to country, right?
Yeah,
30,000 of your previous country's
No
dollars.
joke. Dude busted his ass to get his wife here, $35,000, and then a couple years later had a stroke. He couldn't work no more.
Yeah.
Like that's,
You know,
that you should not have to do that.
No.
Yeah, I think
You know?
that's a bit steep, but you know, that's the thing. Like I said, you know, we all agree that look, everybody has equal opportunity to enter the country, and I think that they shouldn't be limited by a monetary value.
Right.
I think that's a bit extreme.
So Prope says process should be cheap, but people should be able to show that they will be useful. Like the guy that I'm talking about.
that's fair.
Like
I
dude,
agree
dude
with
worked
that.
all the
Unless
overtime he
you're
could.
seeking, unless you're seeking religious or political asylum.
Yeah.
I think that
And I think we should have like special places for those people. Like
No,
I don't wanna
that
say
sounds a lot
camps.
like concentration camps, and I don't like that.
And
I don't like where you're headed with that.
No. I'm not saying camps. I'm
Equal
saying
opportunity.
like
Equal opportunity.
cities, neighborhood, like
No.
actual
No.
like we have projects.
You have equal opportunity in this country.
You're
I think if you
essentially
come
turning
here,
that into a ghetto.
political asylum or religious asylum, regardless.
No, I'm
It
saying
doesn't under your own free will.
Like
These
just
people
while
come
you're seeking
here-
asylum. That's what I'm saying. Like now, if you want to become a
No,
citizen, that's
because
different.
that changes the basis of this country, Joe.
You can't set aside an area to put all of
No,
these people in.
everybody comes here with equal opportunity.
That is
and
that is
equal-
a one-way trip to Nazi land.
Yep, I don't agree with it,
And you're not coming back from
And
it.
I'm not going to budge on this subject.
But
I think
Neither
everyone
one of
has
us are, and
equal
you can drop it
opportunity.
right there because you're coming here seeking asylum.
But that doesn't change the fact that you have equal opportunity as everybody else in this country.
You're still going to follow the same process that everybody else does.
Yep.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Which makes you no different than any other immigrant, and
There
to treat
is no,
them differently
There is no different treatment across the board.
is against everything that we stand for.
Fair, okay. I'm not like I said.
See-
It wasn't like in a camp. It wasn't like a fenced-in camp.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how minute.
Setting aside one place for all of these people to go sounds a lot like Auschwitz.
But see, my idea was like, oh no, we're going to give them a house, like
Which
a small
equals
house.
yeah.
and-
furniture
No.
made out of human flesh, okay?
Okay, first off, if you're coming here, you should be able to acquire a house on your own. Like,
But some people may be coming here with nothing but the clothes on their back.
That's
Lots of
where
people did.
income requirements come in. You're gonna keep the freeloaders out.
Like Prope said.
But what if they're just like, you know what? I got nothing left.
They're
I'm
not
going
going
America.
to be a benefit to society. They're going to be they're going to
Hindrance.
suckle on the teat of the government.
Kind of like all the illegal immigrants that are coming across the border right now.
But no, like I'm just thinking
No.
of that guy.
No.
He lost everything in
No.
Mexico. Say like the cartel comes in, kills his whole family or whatever. It's like, you know what? I'm going to America. Heck with this. I'm done. I'm just going to leave everything here. I'm going to America.
How many times
If
do we have
you
to
want to
teach
set
you
something
this
up like
lesson,
that,
old man?
you've got to make it. If you don't like it here, you're free to go somewhere else. But until you can get on your feet, you have a bed here at minimum.
That's I guess that's
Is
better.
that what you're going
yes,
for?
Kinda.
Okay,
Like it's
that
a temporary
I-
place,
yeah.
not a hey. As long as you're in this country, you have to live in this
You get
place.
the trial phase.
Do you,
It's a
do you
temporary.
understand how the left is going to spin that?
Yeah, I know.
They're
But I'm
going to spin it into this is fucking
Right,
Auschwitz.
But I was thinking more like,
Kids in
no,
cages,
this
Joe.
is a temporary
Started
place
by Barack
for you to
Obama.
be, so that way we can make sure you're not going to go out into the country and like disappear and be like I said, the undocumented people.
Yeah.
Like it's just for us to keep track of you while you're going through the process.
Well, that's usually how it goes, or how it's supposed
But again,
to go.
that's not one of those things where you're free to come and go, or you're free to leave whenever you want. Like,
Well, I mean,
if,
that's-
No, I mean,
if
it's still
they're
one of those things as
following
long as
the
they're
process to get asylum, they're already abiding by our laws, and that's fine. Like you
I mean,
can
it's
let
like-
those people into the country. The problem is that 90% of the illegal, and I'm not sure of the actual statistic, but I think it's like 90% of the actual problem with illegal immigrants is that they overstay their visas.
Yep.
It's not even just the influx of people from Mexico, but now I think that's actually coming up to being the root cause of the problem with illegal
Yeah.
immigration now. It's like the guy that attacked Paul Pelosi. He was an illegal Canadian immigrant.
That's true. Living
Like-
in a caravan.
Bro, you can't even keep track of the people that you let come in legally initially. And then Nancy hires him to hit her husband in the head with a
Disgraceful.
hammer. It is disgraceful. It's also insubordinate
man.
and churlish.
Churlish.
Mischievous and chicanerous.
You need to go see Oshak Hennessy.
Take your ass down to Oshag Hennessy's office right now and tell him exactly what you did.
Hey, Ron. Jock Whalen.
Who? Oshag Hennessy.
Blockade.
You mean Principal O'Shaughnessy? God damn it, get the fuck out of my classroom before I break my foot off up in your ass.
What do I know? What was the last kid's name? Tyrone?
Timothy.
Timothy. No,
Present.
No. Present.
That is the last one. Timothy is the last one, yeah.
Timothy. He's a present.
Present.
Shit.
It's hilarious. I love those skits.
Oh,
my
my
favorites
God.
are the East-West Bowl, though.
And I said, B.
I said,
Wait, you missed it. You said,
did you really say that? No, man, but I thought it.
I looked her
Balake.
right in her eyes, into
Balake
her
said,
soul, and I said,
O'Shaughnessy, Balake.
No.
Quarterback.
Aaron Balake.
My favorite part of the skit was the bitch skit. It's when they're in the tree outside. They're in the tree, and he goes, I said, B.
For those of you who can't see Lonnie, he went.
Oh, man. Key and Peele.
Key and Peele's great.
Most
These are my
underrated
7
comedy
white
show
boys.
ever to exist.
Did you ever see the American version of Hogwarts, the inner city version of Hogwarts? that
No,
they did?
I didn't.
Oh my
I
God,
wish
that's
I-
the funny tonight.
I'm willing to watch it because Key and Peele kill it.
That's
every
going to be the
time.
funny tonight.
We won't be able to stream it, but
Yeah, we will. It's not that long.
okay.
All right, I'm going back to full screen.
Anywho. So this next video is actually something that I think every parent.
Hold on. Pope says the solution is not to provide government services to people until after a trial period where you prove your worth. That's kind of what I'm.
That's kind of
getting
what
at.
we're all saying.
Yeah,
That
I would agree with that.
You're talking about putting them in
Look,
fucking
if you're,
Auschwitz.
if you're not,
I'm not talking about putting them in
if you're not a
Auschwitz.
complete citizen
We're
here,
going on
you
a
don't
trip to a place called Auschwitz.
in the train car.
Little Jews vine.
Oh,
No, I've heard that. Somebody did a song like that where it was fucking, it's terrible. But also,
Look.
that's exactly how Nazi Germany thought. Like,
valued viewers at home, we're not laughing at Auschwitz and
no,
the
we're
Holocaust.
not. It's
We're
the
laughing-
fucking song.
We're laughing at the song because we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. I mean, it's pretty fucking funny.
I think it was a TikTok or something that somebody
I
did.
believe it. TikTok is
it's
brain dead and
what
fucking
the
relentless.
fuck, dude. It's terrible, but it do kind of be funny sometimes.
But yeah, I agree with you, Probst. I think that if you're not an actual citizen here, you do not receive the benefits of being an American citizen until you are fully an American citizen.
Yes.
That makes complete sense.
And technically, that's how it's supposed to work right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the law
problem is
states.
states like fucking California.
Yeah. And then you have states like Texas are like, all right,
And they're
you
like,
know what?
We're going to station them helicopters up over them borders.
We're going to hunt you like we hung them wild hogs.
and
all
we're
right?
going to shoot you like wild hogs. Okay? Because don't mess with Texas. That's right, you are, Lonnie. Oh my God.
We still need to just record Lonnie's.
We really do.
Yeah!
It almost sounds the same, though. Like, what
sounds
difference
more
is that really going to
genuine.
make? It does sound more genuine.
'Cause
Lonnie
there's more of
sounds
a-
more genuine.
There's more of a G into the yeehaw. See, do you see the difference? Yeah.
Like I feel like Lonnie's actual Southern accent
Hold on, give us
adds
a comparison.
adds to the flavor.
All right, look. Here's the soundboard. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Like, it sounds like that dude is like a northern, like, city dude trying to do
that
it.
sounds like it's some faker.
Lonnie sounds like he's marinated already.
And
you know
look,
what I mean?
and I can hit
He's
you with
the marinated
I can hit
steak.
you with the real one right here.
There you go.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to record him going yeehaw and one him going yee.
Yeah. Hey.
We need one of him packing his dip too.
Yeah. Hey.
I can't fucking stand you sometimes. And I gotta ride back to Huntsville with your ass.
Look. Value viewers, y'all don't get to experience that unless you pay for my OnlyFans.
No. Get over here. You're doing it. You're doing it. That was too good to pass up.
We need a corner for Lonnie now. Like Lonnie's white trash circus or something like that.
If you've never seen Lonnie, you're in for a special treat.
You're in for a blessing.
Lonnie's getting some camera time. Put it back on full screen though, so that they can actually see you, because right now you're just a little bitty thing in a corner, and we can't have that.
We need a segment for
All
Lonnie.
right, here we go, Lonnie.
We need like Lonnie's white trash circus or something like that, where he just like talks about bullshit.
But I'm not white trash.
With Lonnie.
Historic eats.
Do it.
All right, everybody. Hi. Yay!
Oh, that's funny.
Round of applause for yourself, Lonnie. There you go. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that was good.
If that doesn't make the best of show, we need to mark this real quick. Hold on.
We
marking
really
it
start
right
mark.
now.
Yeah, there you go. You got to get the best ofs.
Because it's one of them. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Okay. What? About how long ago was that?
A minute or two.
Hold on. We're gonna go find you real quick. This, I mean, I gotta mark it down or I'll forget. No, that's not right. Okay, now this is getting fucking ridiculous. Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, nope, that's not it.
Is that Lonnie going? Woo-hoo?
Well, shit. I can't see the time that it was.
So we're at 142 currently. That's being portrayed here, which I feel like we're further along than that.
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like we're on a big delay here.
Hold on. What does the timer say up there?
142.
Go up to the video
Here?
and hit live. No, down on the bottom there.
What? Oh,
the
here?
live spot, yeah. Okay, now go back and find yourself. So go back to about 1:39. Yeah, right there's a good spot to start. So we'll just say 142. We'll find it after the show. All right. So anyway, back to the meat of the show because we've only got an hour left. So what you're about to see is just another reason that you need to get your kids away from these fucking psychopaths. Okay? Now, a lot of people will say, well, you're a libertarian. This doesn't violate the non-aggression principle. Yes, it fucking does, because minors are not capable of making life-altering decisions like this. Parents are responsible for their children until they are 18 and of age to make decisions like this. Okay? This is a mom at a California school board meeting claiming that an elementary school secretly transitioned her child.
When it comes to your kids, there's no such thing as a non-aggression principle.
There is no such thing.
No.
That is for consenting adults.
Right.
Period. End of discussion.
Do you know?
This is. I'm just going to tell you, this is fucking gross.
Just to acknowledge that you had signed up for the previous item, but I moved all of those to under this item.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Hi, for those that don't know me, my name is Aurora Regino, and I am the mother that filed the lawsuit in federal court against Chico Unified for transitioning my daughter without my knowledge. I'm here today to tell my story so parents and the public know what is going on in our schools. Last year, my 11-year-old daughter was in elementary school here at Chico Unified, and her elementary school transitioned her from female to male behind my back. Shortly before this happened, my father had recently passed away, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My daughter was distressed and began questioning her sexuality, so she decided to reach out to a wellness counselor at her elementary school. The day my daughter shared with her guidance counselor that she felt like a boy, the counselor immediately affirmed this new identity. From then on, the counselor continued to have one-on-one meetings with my daughter without my knowledge. During one of those one-on-one meetings, my daughter told the counselor she wanted to tell me about her new identity. The counselor ignored her requests and did nothing to support her in letting me know what was going on at school. Throughout her transition, my daughter changed very quickly, was bullied, and as a result was very unhappy. And because her school kept this transition a secret from me, she was on her own. I'm a busy working mother just like the rest of you. Before this happened to our family, I would have not believed this was going on in our schools, especially at the elementary level. I want everyone to know I want everyone to understand that I want a space for our LGBTQ and trans community members to feel safe and supported. But the
Let's just analyze the room for a minute.
Yeah, I was looking around the room too.
Yeah, I was too. So first off, in the bottom left-hand corner, you got a. By the way, Lonnie, that fart did not go unnoticed.
You've got some type of, I'm assuming, transgender individual there. It looks like there's a person right behind her that might be transgender.
That is 100% a man.
Look at them fucking knuckles, bruh.
Like,
that is a man.
If that's not a dude, then
there's an Adam's apple right below.
There's a beard under that mask. Okay, I'm just saying.
And then Porky Pig over here.
Okay, first off, why you gotta call him fat like that?
No, I meant the girl.
This one?
Yeah, she's like over there, like rolling her eyes and shit.
Yeah, she's rolling her eyes because I can't believe this bigot is saying all this shit
But
about
the
my
real-
people.
She's not really like rolling her eyes. She's like, oh, there's like, oh.
I'm here, and there's more important things going on. But the real winner of the room, right here.
I haven't noticed this chick.
So why is this the real winner, Lonnie?
Just look at it. There's a bicycle on the T-shirt. First of all,
That girl definitely knows that Joe Biden falls off bikes.
that's true.
I don't know.
Weird hairstyle.
It looks like she's just got it in a ponytail.
Yeah, it looks like
I
she's
think
got
you
a
might be
pullback.
digging into this a little bit too much, Lonnie.
Maybe. But then, you think this is the real winner. And then you look right here. Meth Mouth Mary.
Don't do drugs, kids.
She's probably back there like, ain't no kid. All you need to do is be a white kid. That's all you
I
need.
thought this was NA.
And then you have
she's a complete opposite.
on
She's
the
back there
other
just saying,
side,
all we need is white kids. No, we don't need none of them girl boy kids.
You've got, I'd like to speak to your manager.
Oh, jeez.
She is what we call a silver fox.
No, that is not a silver fox.
No.
That's the
No.
that's the hairless mole rat back there. A silver fox
No,
is
you
a
want to
beautiful
see the
woman.
hairless mole rat? Let me tell you something. You go watch the Great British Baking Show. There's a guy that's on that show who looks like a fat naked mole rat, and it pisses me off so bad. And like, me and Kate were watching this the other night, and I was like, we literally fought a war in 1776 to not give a fuck what they're doing over there. But this motherfucker. I can't stand his look. Anyway.
For real though, that meth mouth Mary looks like she's probably from like the 70s and like thinks that like,
keep an eye on her. She might steal a few wallets.
she's probably like against like interracial marriage and stuff like that or something.
Policy currently in place at Chico Unified has been damaging to our family.
Go back to the girl that you were talking about.
Talking about this girl right here?
Yes. Now, directly to her left.
Her right or her left? Her left or
Our
her right?
Our left.
Our left.
That dude's stash.
That guy is a fucking fed.
Watch how much he strokes this goatee.
No, it's not even a goatee. That is a mustache.
That's true.
Okay, that guy's a fed, and he doesn't fuck. Continue.
And I am not up here talking about what could happen if you continue this policy. I am up here telling you what did happen to our family. This was a time when she needed me the most, and you kept it a secret from me. I understand that you are trying to find ways to create a safe environment for all children within our district, but keeping secrets from parents is not the way to do it. Treating every parent as a potential threat to their kids is wrong. I know it's easy to make up a narrative when it comes to my case. I know it's easy for people to judge and say my daughter must have not felt safe or supported, and that's the reason for her telling her counselor. But regardless of what people say, I love my children, and there isn't anything they could ever do to change that. It wouldn't have mattered to me whether my daughter continued to identify as a male. I would love her the same. It's a slippery slope to allow any adult in our...
It in the black 100% has an Adam's apple.
Yeah, right under the crest of the mouth.
Did you see when it leaned over?
I didn't. I was paying attention to Meth Mouth Mary and how she has not changed her pose at all.
No, she hasn't.
She's just disgusted about this whole
Why
thing.
is everything crooked?
Like I said, she was disgusted back in the day when black people and white people started dating. She's been disgusted ever since.
This literally has not changed for the past 30 seconds.
She's really gotten a rebel flag up under that jacket. She's just ready to go back. She's ready for the South to rise again.
Surprisingly, this has not changed. Too worried about their phone, which is behind this lady's back.
Yep.
This has changed.
Now she's worried about her phone.
Mole has changed.
Yes.
Because he's trying to look inconspicuous and failing miserably. This has changed. This has changed. This ain't changed, people.
Back to Meth Mouth Mary.
Like I said, she's still confused, man. She's still
the
just
only
confused.
thing that has changed with her is the cutting of her eyes, which is very common for people on meth.
Yes.
All right.
So,
schools to keep secrets from parents for any reason. The actions the school board district took to immediately exclude me from supporting my daughter was very damaging to her and our family. She was very young and didn't understand what being transgender really meant or the obstacles she would face going through a transition. The school transitioned her and left her to figure it out on her own. It seems to me the district is getting it wrong on both sides. You don't know how to handle these very serious and sensitive situations because once you transitioned her, you left her to handle it all by herself, the bullying and the staff even outing her. Thank you.
That woman did not move the whole damn time.
No. Fucking shit, Lonnie.
I heard that one.
Minute 46 or minute 52 or an hour 52. Jesus Christ, I can't even fucking talk.
What's time?
So, here's the thing. As a parent of an autistic child, do y'all know that actually it's pretty common for autistic kids to have the gender dysphoria?
Yes.
It's pretty common. And all I'm saying is if this ever happens, I'm probably going to jail, guys. I'm just saying. 'Cause somebody in that school is getting their ass kicked.
Listen, if it ever happened to my kid,
somebody's getting their ass kicked.
Yeah,
Any
I
of
don't
my
have
kids.
I don't have an autistic kid, but I would agree.
I mean, I don't have an autistic kid either, but I've got 4 of them.
Yeah.
Because if somebody tried that, no, you're gonna fucking die.
Because I've thought
will
about
hand deliver you to Jesus.
Because have y'all
Same
ever
day shipping?
Have y'all
and
ever
delivery.
thought about how you would handle that situation if your child approached you like that?
That's not directed at us, by the way.
What? Oh, yeah.
The comment.
Oh, yeah, no, Mick's cool.
No, I was just trying to see who the name was. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
that's my buddy Mick, my gamer
Mick.
buddy. That's who I was playing Battlefield with last night.
Yeah. That'll be
Anywho,
your replacement, buddy.
your part also, again, did not go unnoticed and has been documented.
Yes. I'm working on a montage for
But,
the end of the year, folks.
How would you approach this?
I think we would all approach this in a similar way. I don't think. Well,
No, I mean, if your child approached you,
like I said, yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't think that any of us would approach this any differently. And I might approach it slightly different than the two of you, just naturally by beliefs. But I don't know that entirely. But I'm just assuming.
Now, first off, you fuck with my kid, you're gonna die.
no, I'm talking about
If your kid just came to you naturally.
Oh, I mean, at the end of the day, like, she's gonna be who she's gonna be.
But it depends.
And I'm
Like, I'm
gonna
talking
love her
about.
the
I'm
same.
talking about, and also this goes by age too. Like if they're 14, 15 years old,
No, you're fucking crazy.
you're handling it differently
Get
than.
your shit in order. Fucking.
But I'm saying if they're like
Versus if they're like 6.
if they're like 6 years old,
No, I'm gonna get you in therapy.
I don't know if I'd say even therapy. I would just talk, like just
Yeah.
generally talk to you.
I think
at
I would
first.
agree with Joe on this one. I think I would
'Cause sometimes-
initially I
If
would
it
talk
wasn't
to you.
something that we could solve,
Because sometimes
Yeah.
a therapist will get
Fair.
mad at you and say, "Why are you not affirming this? Why are
well,
you
then
not?"
I'm gonna punch that therapist in the face.
Yeah, throat punch like that bitch's Adam's apple in
Yeah.
black.
Because my thing would be at first would be like, hey, so why do you feel this way? Like, why do you feel like that? And if they're like, oh, well, I like girly things, well, I'm gonna be like, well, that's actually quite normal.
If you're a boy,
is
if you're a
normal.
boy and you're very young and you,
I liked Barbie dolls and teddy bears and all that kind of junk.
I mean,
when I was a kid.
everybody.
Well-
you can like what you like. It doesn't make you a girl.
Dude,
Yeah,
I even
it
walked
just
around
makes
in my
you- it may
grandma's
make
high
you
heels
more-
when I was a kid.
it may
All
make you.
kids do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're curious. They're exploring the
It's
world around
fucking
them.
hilarious. Okay, Get
But
over it.
kids are exploring.
Or,
They're exploring the world
if
around
you're
them.
in my situation, I had older sisters who wanted to dress me up and put
Paint your
makeup,
nails
put
and
makeup
do-
and
yeah.
shit on me. That's normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now, if you continue that into your, prepubescent and after pubescent age,
Now, if you're doing it to be funny, that's one thing.
right? But if you're doing it regularly,
Yeah, if you're doing it because you're like, oh, I like this.
yeah, then that's I definitely think that's time to consult
Yeah.
someone who is a professional and not a biased professional.
an actual
Right.
legit
Someone who is
professional.
completely unbiased and someone who
And I
is-
think we need to quit treating this like oh, you can be whatever you want.
Yeah, I think we need to stop looking at this as, oh, this is normality and looking at this
It's
as
not.
an abnormality.
It's not. It is not. And
Because
there's no scientific supporting any. Like people are like, oh, well, we've shown that there's more than one gender. No, but a man cannot reproduce
Yep.
by himself.
by like
And-
like
and you know
he
what?
cannot transition to a woman and still reproduce. So
And
that's
this-
how we know it's not scientifically supported.
And I do want to point this out. I actually have, in the last couple of days, run into a lot of Michael Knowles, Young America speeches.
Yep.
And man, let me tell you right now, Michael Knowles, if he ran for president, I think I'd vote for him.
I probably would too. I think
Awkward
it,
as-
first off, I think it would
awkward
be
as
fucking
fuck.
hilarious.
What? Yeah, he's awkward as fuck. He's very awkward.
Yeah.
But
Which
I'll
is
say
weird
this.
for somebody who went to school to be an actor.
Yeah, but I'll say this. The dude's knowledge level and ability to break down things that people argue against him and put it in like the
Yeah.
clearest of forms, impeccable.
Yeah, he's really good at what he does.
He's really good and very concise in what he puts out. And
He was actually on the Whatever podcast a couple of weeks ago.
really,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I've
that's
been
right.
listening to it.
yeah,
off and on.
actually I saw that. I didn't watch the clip, but I saw it where he was. Uh-oh. Oh.
We're talking about transgenderism. They're algoing us.
No, we mentioned Michael Knowles.
But he had a crossing the line segment where these people were out actually protesting against his speech, and he actually brought
Oh
in
yeah,
people,
yeah, I did see that.
and
Never
he
mind.
sat down with them 1-on-1 and actually talked to them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, nothing overly productive came from it. That he didn't change any opinions, but like he said at the end of the video, was maybe I planted a seed. They were willing to sit down and talk with me and share their grievances with me about me, and I was able to explain myself in a very cordial manner. And that is a big step, and hopefully
huge
more
win.
and hopefully more people in the future will be willing to actually sit down and listen.
But that's the problem with this side of the political spectrum. They're not willing to do that
Right.
for the majority of them.
Well, that's society in general. We don't want to
immediately go to, you're just a racist
But-
and a bigot.
But let's look at the positive side here. We had people who did, and that's a start.
But that's the thing. Like, I know people in my personal life who are willing to step across the line and actually
And
have
that's great.
a genuine discussion
Yeah.
with you. But the 99.99% of the
They
people are not, and that
And then
goes for both sides.
and
The
it's not
highly
even-
politicized people,
Yeah,
right?
and it's not even
But it's more common on the left.
It is very more common. Yeah, I would agree. And the thing is, and it's not even that you have to sit down one-on-one, right?
No, you can have a group discussion.
It's
right.
This the point we're trying to push is at least listen.
And that's the thing. Like, if you're going to go into these debates, you have to be willing to hear the other side. Because
Yeah.
if you're not going to hear the other side, nothing's ever going to get done. Nothing's going to be changed.
Right.
And as far as like these people that are transitioning children, mix as predators. It's 100% accurate. They are predators.
Yep.
And, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene got a huge amount of flack for being given a platform on 60 Minutes a couple of weeks ago. And she called Democrats the party of child molesters. And, you know, the lady doing the interview was like, okay, first off, you're a Democrat and you're pissed off because you're getting called out.
First of all, you're an interviewer. You are supposed to remain unbiased.
You're supposed to be an impartial interviewer, right? That's what a good faith interviewer does.
Yep.
Now, the problem is that she's like, they're not pedophiles. They're not pedophiles.
You're
That's
not supposed to have an
insane."
opinion, first of
off-
all.
And then Marjorie Taylor Greene goes, these people support the removal of healthy breast tissue, you know, sex change surgeries, hormone blockers, puberty blockers. They're literally grooming children. That's what pedophiles do. She
Yeah.
didn't call them child molesters. She called them pedophiles. Sorry. Pedophiles groom children.
Chomos.
And that is exactly 100% true. Pedophiles groom children.
Yep, 100%.
And the other thing that I find disgusting is all of these minor attracted individuals, minor attracted persons. No, you're a fucking pedo.
Yeah, there's no alternative.
You know what pedos aren't? Pedos aren't people. So
Yeah.
it's not a sin to throw them out of helicopters.
Or any other
Just
very
like
malicious.
communists. Communists aren't people. Therefore, it's not a sin to throw them out of helicopters. And I will argue that to Jesus.
He'll say, facts, bro.
Facts. I'm sorry that you don't think Jesus is going to be a cool motherfucker when you meet him.
I mean, I think he's gonna be cool. I'm just saying.
Look, he's probably going to be wearing the round sunglasses, smoking a big fat doobie.
No. He's going to be wearing pit vipers.
Oh, brother.
With a bush latte.
Oh. Rocking the follicle fountain of Jesus.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that. Jesus did indeed have a mullet. Anyway.
I don't know. We don't actually know that.
No, we don't know that. But I would like to imagine Jesus
Long
as
hair
a
don't
tiny
care. You
baby
know what I
in
mean?
a tuxedo onesie.
Long hair don't care. He was snatching all the babes.
Listen, here's the thing. I love Jesus. Not going to lie. Sometimes Jesus jokes are funny.
That's true. Hey, look, this is all.
And
look,
in my mind, Jesus is a commie hating, pit viper wearing, bush latte drinking badass.
yay, yay.
Yay, yay. Anyway, moving on, because we still have a good bit to get to.
And not a good bit of time.
Not a good bit of time. But I mean, we can run a little over. It's fine.
Where you want to go to here? Next?
I want to go to Russian oil. So this is reporting by the Daily Wire. And we have a little bit of a problem here because Russian oil exports have rebounded to pre-war levels despite Western sanctions.
Huh.
Like,
that's precarious.
That's not good. G7 nations, the European Union, and Australia have implemented a $60 per barrel price cap on Russian oil so that their maritime service industries such as insurance and trade finance can only offer their services for Russian oil sold below the benchmark. Russian oil exports in March nevertheless soared to the highest level since April 2020 due to surging product flows that have returned to levels last seen before Russia invaded Ukraine.
Why'd that be?
Maybe because they're selling it to China, India, Brazil, all these other places.
Iran.
And you're not doing anything about it because you're not buying it. Ukraine's buying it.
They be buying it with our money.
Ukraine do be buying it with our money. So we technically are buying Russian oil.
But we ain't seeing it.
It's not reducing our gas prices. Which, by the way, went up again because OPEC cut 1 million barrels a day.
Yeah.
It's a problem, right?
Which, wouldn't be a problem if we just drilled on our own land. But
no, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't be a problem if OPEC could stop being a bunch of bitches.
Well, it wouldn't be a problem if somebody, pop, hadn't canceled the Keystone Pipeline.
Or has canceled thousands of drill site permits.
Or, told Fossil Fuel that he's going to end them.
And said he's going.
But wait, though, there is a silver lining. He did give a go-ahead on the new oil project, though.
Yeah, he also greenlit the Nord Stream and then blew it up.
Counterintuitive, if you might.
And watch this. We're going to let them finish that pipeline?
And then we're going to blow it up.
And then we're going to blow it up.
Nah, I just shit my pants. I got to go.
It's going to be like a party up in her.
Speaking of which, fun fact. Let me ask you two. I watched a video the other day from a representative of California. I don't know which body he represented. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe you haven't. Do you know what percentage of our atmosphere is made up of CO2?
0.05%.
Joe?
I'm going to say more than that. I'm going to say about 10%.
You are way off the mark, buddy. Because I've seen what you're talking about.
It's actually 0.04%. You're very close.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the exact number, but I knew it was close to that.
Do you know the level in which plant life on the planet begins to die? Below which percentage?
Wait, repeat. What do you...
So the current level of CO2 in the atmosphere is 0.04% carbon dioxide. Mm-hmm. Do you know which percentage in which that falls below in which plant life begins to die?
So if there's less than X amount, plant life dies.
We're getting probably pretty close to that.
What do you think it is?
I figured it would be there already. Like
0.03, right?
Yeah.
And what we at now?
0.04. You know what's funny? It has only went up 0.01% over the last decade. Have you know something else that's a very interesting fact? There are more trees on the planet Earth
than have ever been
currently than there has ever been in previous history.
See that that's harder for me to believe because of how much of the rainforest we've taken out.
Okay, first off, do you know how much better our fire management is than
none
at all?
No, I'm talking. I'm not.
That's why there's more.
Because there's more carbon dioxide for the plants to grow.
Also because we're managing the
fires. We're also planting a lot of it, and we're more conscientious.
And that's what I've been telling people. Like, I don't understand why we're not allowed to burn our garbage.
Hold on, here's the real
because
kicker.
There are toxic chemicals in garbage fumes.
Here's the real kicker. They had a panel of people that this guy asked the same question to. 4 people. And
all of their answers were closer to your answer.
Yeah, what did you say your initial thought was?
How much
10%.
CO2? 10%.
There was 5%, 6%, 7%, 8% is what they presumed that the CO2 levels in the atmosphere were currently.
Which, by the way, my idea is that that's not a lot. That I figured that would be about how much.
Ideally, that isn't a lot.
It's a trace element.
That's
or trace
very,
gas.
That's very low.
Yeah.
In retrospect, but
considering they're telling us like the whole, like we're filling up the whole damn Earth with it.
But when you take into consideration that it's not even 1% of our atmosphere, it's not even 0.5% of our atmosphere. Why are we going?
News.
Why are we pushing for full electric grids of cars?
Because they don't care about us; they only care about their agenda.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Plus, if CO2 levels go down below where plant life starts to die, that means the food supply dries up, which means population control.
See, here's the thing. See, this is
welcome to Justin's conspiracy corner.
Oh no, I'm with you. I'm tracking with you on that one. See, my major is in agribusiness, right? And one of the main things you learn is that plants need CO2. They take in CO2, right?
That they do.
Motherfucker, we learned that in elementary school.
Right. But I'm saying like
greenhouse gases are kind of important to an extent.
Exactly. So when they're like, oh, we need to reduce carbon emissions in the air. I'm like, kind of need those two though. Like they're like, we need to be down to points. And I'm like, hold on now, bro. Like,
see,
plants
there's a difference
need that
of being
junk.
carbon neutral and carbon deficit.
Yeah.
Right? These people want to go to carbon deficit.
And if you're thinking of,
and we need to be at least carbon neutral.
and if you're thinking we're only 0.01% higher than the threshold of plant life dying on this planet,
then the whole idea of we're about to end the world with our emissions is a bunch of bullshit, basically.
yeah, that's pretty scary. And now this wasn't coming from just some politician. This guy was a farmer. He keeps up with this stuff.
Right.
Like, this guy was actively involved in the environment and keeping track of this stuff because it's kind of crucial for his lifestyle.
Right, exactly.
It's not like this guy's just some nobody politician that sits behind a desk all day. This guy is a farmer.
What people don't understand is that, farmers are heading this stuff off, because this is how they make their living.
Exactly.
Everybody acts like the farmers are out here trying to poison everybody. Why would farmers try to poison everybody? Like, how are they going to make money if there's
How's
nobody
that good
alive?
for business?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, speaking of which, that dairy farm.
18,000.
No, it was 18.
18,000 cows.
18,000 cows died.
Again, I reserve the right to be wrong.
And it was a dairy.
Dairy farm.
So, but don't be surprised if your milk shoots through the roof.
First off,
because one dairy farm burns down.
How many dairy farms do you think? What is? No. Bring it back.
Hold on, I'm about to open up the actual article.
I just wanted to read the headline again.
Yeah, so we had that problem for a while with all the chicken.
Yeah, maybe lock that bitch up forever. Actually, that Chad, because that's a dude.
We've had the problems there for a while with all the chicken plants burning down.
Yeah, and
now
moved all the dairy.
Chicken trucks flipping over.
Yep. I just find this to be a little weird, man. That's why I'm in the profession I'm in, is because food in the future is important. It's very important.
So what Lonnie just showed me on his phone was, if you remember last week, we talked about the transgender shooter that was stopped.
Thwarted.
Before being able to carry out a mass shooting. His bail, and it is a he, because he wants to murder children, and also because he has twig and berries, their bail just got increased because they reiterated a desire to carry out mass shootings. Stupid. Speaking of mass shootings, another one. I'm pretty much done with the Russian oil thing. I just think it's hilarious that they've rebounded to pre-Ukrainian war levels.
Yeah, very interesting.
And since we were talking about that, I believe in climate change.
Yeah, but climate is changing.
Right. But there's always factors that, contribute to that. I think, in my opinion, what contributes the most to climate change is us trying to control the climate, like with, not CERN, HAARP. Because that's actually a scientific thing. That's not a conspiracy. We actually try to control the climate with HAARP.
Yep. It's probably not an earthquake machine, though.
No.
So anyway, on to the next topic. There's another mass shooting that took place in Louisville, Kentucky. This was actually carried out by a current worker at the bank.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing about this one is that they have they nuked this person's fucking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. Like, you can't find any of it. Now, I've heard from multiple sources that prior to this shooting, the shooter was suicidal and had made various social media posts stating they won't listen to protests, maybe they'll listen to this before carrying out the shooting, which killed 5 people and wounded 8 more at a bank in his workplace. Now, I believe, and this is just me in conspiracy land, that these people are being radicalized by CIA operatives. In some instances, some people are just fucking sick. But the amount of people who are all of a sudden carrying out these shootings with AR-15s or assault rifles, this hasn't been the norm, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you might
Columbine
assume
was.
You might assume that
But everything else has been an easily concealable pistol, like an actual pistol, not a short-barreled rifle, for all you fucking retard lefties that are going to see this and be like, AR pistols. That's not a pistol. That's a short-barreled rifle. Fuck off. I don't see how these people just all of a sudden start. So maybe it's not just. Okay, let me step back. I think some of these shooters are being radicalized by CIA operatives or FBI or whatever,
Like a psyop kind of thing.
like a psyop thing. Others are copycats.
Yep.
I think probably the majority are copycats.
When you give these people who carry out these horrific acts so much notoriety, right?
What do you expect to happen?
Right.
Right.
Well,
the fact that this guy allegedly posted, they won't listen to protests, maybe they'll listen to this.
I remember hearing something about that now. That
Ben Shapiro said that he
Yes,
posted it too.
yes.
That's a fairly reputable source. But
Yeah.
I can't find it, right? And I can't find anybody that's reporting it.
I don't know if that's the exact quote, but I remember something about maybe they'll listen to this.
It was something about they wouldn't listen to protests, maybe they'll listen to this. I don't
Something
know
like
the
that.
exact wording.
He's paraphrasing.
So the shooter also live streamed this,
Right.
which is something that's happened recently too with the Buffalo shooting and then the synagogue shooting in New Zealand.
There was also something not quite in the same range, but there was the what was it, Memphis, when they had the shooter that was driving around
Yeah.
shooting up places. He was
Yep.
live streaming that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Gates in the house.
the shooter was
Yay.
stopped by Louisville Metro Police Department, right? Which also fucked those guys because they gave me a speeding ticket while I was going to Indianapolis. I'm still
I
fucking
remember that story.
salty about that. But so they did stop the shooter. Police stopped the shooter. So the left has been all about, well, there were armed guards at the bank. Okay, you need to understand that armed guards at a bank
Are not police officers.
are not police officers. They're probably going to freeze up.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
They don't
They don't go through a rigorous training. They don't deal with
But
a
at the
very
end of the
stressful
day-
situation day in and day out.
What do banks have posted at their entrances?
No weapons allowed.
You can't carry a gun or a knife. You have to take off your hat and blah, blah, blah. Do you really fucking think criminals give a fuck about that? No, they don't.
AKA,
They do not care.
what Justin's going at here, people, for the people who can't read between the lines, this is a gun-free zone.
Yeah,
Dun, dun,
gun-free
dun.
zones don't work. In fact, they just lead to mass shooting targets.
And if you're a former or current employee, you know this.
Yes.
All right.
So
Let's get on this video.
Shut up.
Stab them.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I haven't actually seen the whole video, but
I want to see this fool get jacked up.
I don't think it's as satisfying as the Nashville shooting that just happened. Now, here's the thing. Okay, a gun is a tool. It is not the
It's
problem.
not a malicious
In the words of Sergeant Gunny, a weapon is a tool. It is the hard heart that kills.
The gun is a tool.
Gunnery Sergeant Hartman.
Yes.
From Full Metal Jacket.
Yes. But they also call him Gunny.
No, they call him Gunnery Sergeant Hartman.
In real life,
but his name is but everybody calls him
Gunnery Sergeant.
Yeah, his
Gunny.
peers may call him Gunny. They don't call him that in the movie.
No, but I'm
Ever.
saying, but I call him Gunny because everybody knows him as Gunny.
Anyway, in the eternal words of Arlie Ermy,
there you go.
You look like the kind of person who would fuck a man in the ass and not even give him the goddamn common counter receiver reach around. I'll be watching you.
Private, you look like you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose. I didn't know they stack shit that high.
It's just, plethora of good lines in that movie.
Anyways.
I watched part of that movie this evening.
Anywho, at the end of the day,
Stop. Stop right here.
people are the problem, not
Back
not
up,
the weapon.
back up. Get me out here. Stop, right there. Stop. Open the trunk.
You went up 15 feet.
Well, yeah, to get out of the line of fire while they arm themselves.
Hey, wait, that was a very effective tool he pulled out of the trunk.
Nice tactical roll, bro.
That was a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
I think I got him
And
down.
obviously, this is not something to laugh at, but
Drop now. Yank him down the stairs.
Honestly, that was a pretty epic roll. Not gonna lie.
yeah. So,
I didn't see
this
anything.
doesn't show them taking the suspect out, right? The problem is the suspect was clearly mentally ill. Had him in his profile on LinkedIn, it's just not going the way they would hope that it goes.
Now you just had a wreck.
Sorry.
Now you just had a wreck.
Quite frankly, here's the thing. If we were to disarm Democrats, there would be no mass shootings. Because lately, that's all it's been. Getting us a little police activity there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Because they the real ones.
I don't think it's going to let you. It did this last time you tried to pull up police
It
activity.
did.
It's conspiracy.
Hold on.
This is bullshit.
I got an idea. This is how I had to do it last time.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Lonnie is hard at it trying to find this for you guys. Everybody commend Lonnie for his efforts. That worked. Look at you.
Damn, I'm a genius.
Lonnie's a problem solver.
I don't know that this is necessarily going to show anything different, but considering that it's 7 minutes long, I'm assuming it will.
Yeah, to skip forward a little bit to closer to the end. That's about where it ended right there.
Well, we got a little bit longer here.
So again, this guy was suicidal. He used an AR-15. The sudden increase in AR-15 shootings.
I'm going to pick up where we left off.
Barrel
It's a
roll
little
right
suspect to me.
That was a barrel roll and a half.
All right. So, valued viewers, we're going to pick up where we left off.
Drop your flashlight, bro.
Officer.
If you don't watch your shootings, national shootings on police activity, I highly suggest it. They literally show everything because they're not monetized. They don't care. They're willing to get the information out there.
God damn it!
He said a wordy nerd.
Like, last week when we
The shooter has an angle on that officer. We need to get up there. I don't know where he's at. The glass is blocking him.
Also, might be a good point to note that maybe we shouldn't be putting reflective glass on buildings.
Yeah.
For safety reasons.
And I'll say this: the police are doing everything they can in this situation, right? I mean,
they don't know where the shooter's
well, yeah, I wouldn't just run in either. That'd be stupid. Like,
I
you
mean,
got to get support. You got to figure out where he's
look at
at.
the field of fire here. I mean, you think about the face of a bank; it's wide open.
That's why I said, like, the glass is reflective. You can't see him. He could be sitting there looking at you.
Let's speed this up a little bit.
Plate some.
Because right now it's just a bunch of standing around.
Yeah, suspect down. Get the officer.
Go back. Something happened.
Got a cover, so we need to.
Right there.
Here, I'm presuming that's the suspect screaming and yelling.
Yeah. Or one of the cops.
God, don't have an angle.
You do now.
I think I got him down. I think he's down. Yank the left off now. Yank him down the stairs.
Give that man America.
He was letting it ring.
He distributed freedom seeds.
That
For
guy.
that, sir, we salute you.
I'm pretty sure this guy died from lead poisoning.
I think he's down.
You better find out if he's down.
Move it. Yeah, suspect down. Get the officer.
Hey, he's fired from inside here.
Huh?
He was fired from inside there.
I know. He's down. Get the officer.
He dead.
That guy has expired.
That's a classic case of what I call
So
DED
this-
dead.
Hold it. Cover for me.
This is
Amateur footage?
yeah. They're playing the audio as the police officers over this, I think.
Damn camera's in the way.
113 Baker. We're making entry from the east side at Preston and Main.
Alright, anyway, we got other stuff to get to.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
I gotta see his barrel roll.
Barrel roll.
That was pretty slick, bro.
Officer.
I don't like how that guy's standing. Anyway.
Dude, I mean, in that situation, like, you know that dude's got a beat on you at first. I'm like, he was getting the shit down them stairs, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't like the way he's standing when he's at the corner there.
Looks like he's about to get his rock on. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. He's nervous, man. He's scared.
Anywho. Well, yeah.
Rightly so. I mean,
all
rightly
of
so.
us would be in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. He's scared. That's why he.
Okay, moving on. Orange Man. So, let's just. Okay, so go to 505 because I really don't care about the comments on Biden. We'll get to him.
Do you think Biden?
So 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Go for it.
Dershowitz, all of them, everybody, like, and they're, down the middle people. They see it. They say, there's no crime. There's no anything. Think of it, Tucker. I've been through 7 years of bull investigations. 7 years. They've looked at
7 years.
I have a very big
7
company, much
years.
bigger than they understand. In fact, when they finally got my taxes,
like
they
you,
said,
Joe.
"Whoa."
7
It took
years
them
of
to get the
bullshit
taxes taken out of. That was the
investigations.
last you ever heard. You never heard one thing about them. But it took them years to get them because they shouldn't be looking at my taxes. I was surprised the Supreme Court gave them the right. They shouldn't be looking at people. That's sort of another one of the tenets. You don't do that. But I didn't care that much. I just, on principle, I fought them. And they looked. I built a great company when you do
Okay.
the things that I do.
Now skip to the last 30
and
seconds.
You employ thousands and thousands.
Now, first off, 7 years of bullshit investigations, that's absolutely 100% true. 7 years of absolute horse shit for whatever reason, you know.
I'm going to go the opposite. For instance, they don't want to run against me. And now, I just gave you a poll. I'm 9 points up on Biden. But they're the party of disinformation. So what they say is, oh, we want to run against Trump. Now, they always do that. You know, they do that. And other people would do it, but they do it pretty much better than others.
Is there anything they could throw at you legally that would convince you to drop out of the race? If you get convicted in this case in New York,
No,
would
I'd
you
never
out?
drop out. No, I'd never drop. It's not my thing. I wouldn't do it.
There you have it.
Fox News YouTube.
He'd never do it. Now, there is one more clip from the Orange Man. And we've already talked about it once. But it's about who blew up the Nord Stream. It's pretty, well, it's a thing. Go for it.
Nord Stream pipeline.
I don't want to get our country in trouble, so I won't answer it. But I can tell you who it wasn't, was Russia. How about when they blamed Russia? You know, they said Russia blew up their own pipeline. You got a kick out of that one, too. It wasn't Russia. So I won't answer the question only because I don't want to get our country any deeper than they already are.
I'm not going to answer it, but I want to get our country in
That's our
trouble,
own stuff.
a.k.a. we did it.
You know, we have the most incredible equipment. I rebuilt our whole military. We have things that are, you can do anything. We're equipped to do anything, but I refuse to say it because I want our country to be pristine. But it was, you know, in many ways, blowing it up was very bad because it really created a lot of problems for Europe in terms of the cost of energy.
Speaking
But they
of,
shouldn't have ever
pause
been-
that. The last 3 nuclear reactors in Germany went offline today.
Huh.
You know what they're burning for energy in Germany right now?
Does it rhyme with coal?
Natural something?
Coal would be the correct answer. So, yes, you're going to, for lack of a better term, nuke your cleanest energy source
Get it with your dirtiest.
and replace it with the dirtiest version of anything. So, you know, yeah, blowing up the Nord Stream was a bad move for Russia.
Stupid.
Well, not Russia, but Russia as well, but not just Russia, but Europe in general. Because Germany also relied heavily on Russian natural gas to heat their homes in the winter and to provide electricity.
Which has not fared them very well during this past winter.
No. So, yeah, there's that. But now, what do you think? Does Trump know, or does he not know who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline?
Oh, he absolutely knows. 100%.
I think he knows.
I think as somebody who was a former president,
I think you. I
he
think
100% knows.
I think you have the once you become a president. I think you kind of have the in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You definitely get in the loop.
Yeah.
But also the intel community fucking hates him. So.
Yeah.
But that's
But
mainly
look,
because he shook
on
the
the
wrong
face,
trees.
right? On the face, at the top side of the intel community hates him. But you got to think about the average people who work for the intel community. Who
Correct.
probably actually like him.
Yeah.
Because they don't agree with the top side of it either.
So, anyway, in other Trump news, Jim Jordan's been sued by Alvin Bragg for investigating Alvin Bragg for investigating Trump. It's a giant fucking circle jerk at this point. Like, excuse me. Put my dick in your hand, please. Please. do it.
Disgraceful.
It is extremely disgraceful, Lonnie. But now, Lonnie, it is time for everybody's favorite segment. It's time for We Hate Her. So let's go to the first one.
Good, John.
Yeah, you hit the wrong one there, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karine. Two questions, two different issues. First of all, on the abortion pill case, you said earlier in the briefing that you believe that this particular case will get to the U.S. Supreme Court, and you also expressed confidence that you win.
1 minute.
The deuce ain't there, bro.
He ain't there. Rough day at the office for old Karine Jean-Pierre.
Don't worry, your pretty little follicle fountain, Lonnie. We're gonna get a double dose of the deuce.
You know what I hope. Look,
a true double dose, not the same question.
Off subject just for a second. Actually, not quite off subject, but a little bit. One day, I hope we're like, man, the deuce ain't there. I hope he just comes busting through that door right there. It's
beside a girl.
Karine, I'm here and I have questions.
Like a soap opera.
Important ones.
Important ones.
Like a soap opera, dramatic fashion.
Yes.
Beside some girl that's got a shirt on that says Ethiopia or something.
All right, we got a couple of these.
And then he goes, where are the
gives you that
aliens?
level of confidence?
Because this is, let's not forget, we're talking about mifepristone, which has been around for 20 plus years, which is also around in 60 different countries, and it is something that FDA is allowed to approve. They have approved this, and we stand by the FDA when it comes to this. And I said, if necessary, right? We believe we will win. We will win this long fight if it goes to the Supreme Court, if necessary. If that's what indeed occurs, because we are committed. We are committed to this issue. We are committed to making sure that women have access to
kill their babies.
to mifepristone, but also can make their own decision when it comes to their own body.
What
when
about
it comes
the
to
baby's
this
decision?
type of important reproductive
like you don't have a very
health care
Hold on, pause it,
decision
pause it,
that
pause
women
it,
should
pause it.
have. It is their freedom.
This is not reproductive care. This is anti-reproductive care.
Correct. Which is why
Which is not care.
And look, I'm just going to say
population
it now.
decline. Now
Black
here's
Debbie.
here's the thing, Black Debbie. Like 90% of abortions are performed on black babies in like New York City and everywhere else. So
You know what's so weird about
Philadelphia,
you know what's so weird about
Baltimore.
this to me? How about how people nowadays can dig up all the racist stuff from like the dinosaurs, right? Why have we yet to completely abolish Planned Parenthood because the founder founded it off of the idea of abolishing the black race? Why haven't we done that?
Because Democrats don't want that to happen. It's a secret.
Like, why haven't we done that?
It's one of the greatest lies ever told.
I mean, Lyndon Johnson literally said to one of his friends that he'd have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 100 years.
And so far,
he ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong. Not about the N-word part. He's wrong about that. But
He's definitely wrong about that.
the other part, voting for the next 100 years.
Having the black community.
He ain't wrong.
Yeah, they do predominantly vote Democrat.
Again, I'm just going to reiterate this. We call her Black Debbie because she looks like the black version of the Little Debbie Snacks.
We make fun of her because she is the spokesperson for the White House, not because she's black.
Correct. That's why we call Jen Psaki
The
America's
sack.
America's sack.
The
But
sack.
Also,
Anyway, continue.
it's kind of hard to take at face value someone talking about reproductive rights from a lesbian.
Yes.
She's lesbian?
Yes, she is a lesbian.
Just throwing that out there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to really take that serious.
I
in my
wonder
opinion.
if her and Wendy are hooking up.
I don't know. Continue. We got 3 more of these.
It should be their freedom to have this.
And then the second question has to do with the lack of a press conference during the president's upcoming trip and the lack of press conference that we see in
God,
general
this guy
from this
does
White
not
House.
fuck. He looks like a turtle.
I
He looks
represent
like
a news
Franklin.
organization
That guy definitely does
owns
not fuck.
113
He looks like
television
Franklin the
stations. And a
turtle.
question that I'm often
look at the
asked,
guy
and I
right
don't know
behind
the
him.
answer to.
Oh,
So
God.
I'll ask you that question.
Look at that face
Is the
he's making.
administration trying to
Hold on a minute.
Look at that face he's making.
I can't
Hold on.
believe I'm having to listen to this
Hold
crap.
on. All right, y'all are recognizing this, but what you didn't recognize was, isn't this the same girl from sitting beside Peter Ducey?
Yes,
Same eyeballs.
it is. Same eyes.
Oh, green
You know
eyes.
who? You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of what's his name from The Office.
Yeah. I was
White
like,
Shroot.
No, the black
guy from The Office.
Oh, the black guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I don't
one
know
that's
who
like-
it is, but I know who you're talking
The
about.
one that's
Can't
like, "Are
remember
you
his name.
damn crazy?"
I never watched The Office, so I don't know any of the characters, but I know
He's
who
like
you're
one.
talking
He's
about.
like one of the best characters in The
Parkour.
Office.
Falls into a dumpster.
Anyway,
Have you lost your damn mind?
The president from our questions. Please answer
Absolutely
that question.
not. Absolutely not.
So why is the lack of any interaction in a formal setting to have a press conference?
I mean, the president takes shouty
Fucking
questions.
roasted.
I understand, John.
Because
I
he
understand.
fights with
I
the
understand. I've dealt with this
teleprompter
question about
every
3 times
fucking
already.
time.
I understand. It is the job of you all to ask this question to me. Totally get that, and that's not a problem at all. But
it is.
Certainly, the president many times has stood in front of all of you, has taken questions on his own because he wanted to see what was all on your minds. He wanted to see what the questions you all were going to ask him, and he wanted to answer them directly. That has happened multiple times, many times during this administration, and that will certainly continue to be. When it comes to a formal press conference, I don't have anything to share with you at this time.
Because he's not going to
Just
do
buck it up.
one.
You recognize that as it relates to prior administrations, the president's predecessor, President Obama, President George W. Bush. I've been here long enough to have covered President Bill Clinton. This is not the norm. The norm is we do get an opportunity to ask the questions to the president about domestic and foreign policy issues in a formal setting at some point. And you choose that point, but we haven't had that opportunity in quite some time.
So I'll say this, it is also unprecedented that a president takes as many shouted questions as this president has, and he has. Okay.
No, he hasn't shouted questions.
Okay,
But it's
well,
because he's
we'll get,
fucking
we'll
stupid.
certainly get the
And
data and
enjoys
share that
getting
with all of you.
fucked.
I hear, John, I
And
hear
not
your
in the fun
question,
way.
I heard Zeke's question, I hear.
All right, enough of that one.
Enough of that one.
Okay, so Kate says his name was Stanley, the guy from The Office.
Yes.
And Christine is back.
Hey, welcome back.
And
back,
she
Christine.
thinks that pink looks gorgeous against her skin. Christine, you have something to tell us?
It doesn't matter.
It was a joke, Justin. It was a
That-
joke. It was a joke.
That color does suit.
It did. It did.
It does suit her.
Look, I'm not saying Corinne Jean-Pierre is not a nice-looking lady.
So here's the thing. I've never really been attracted to people of the black variety. It's very rare. Now, every now and then, man.
What is it with him tonight?
I don't know, man, but he's on a roll.
What?
First off, he wants to put immigrants in Auschwitz.
Listen. No. It
Then
is
he
not,
wants to
listen,
talk about how
listen.
he's never been attracted to black people.
And it's not
Well,
because of their
weird.
skin. It's because of body features that they have that I'm not about.
Bigot.
No. I like.
Boy, you might as well don a white hood.
I like
and march through the
certain. I like
Christine
certain.
says
listen,
real women here who loves real men.
Like, I am very picky about certain body features, and it's something. But the body
getting
features
comfy.
they have, they just don't vibe with me. Now, however, I'm not gonna lie. Corrine is a pretty nice looking lady.
Be cuter if she wasn't fucking liberal as fuck.
Yeah. Now, if she was like, bro, I like me some guns, I'd be like, phew, man.
I'm divorcing you, Beth.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But there's
Good
yeah,
to
she's
know that
pretty
you're a
good.
real woman, Christine. We were beginning to wonder if you were a NSA agent.
She's a fad. She's a fad.
Fed. I've
name's-
taken recently to calling my boss a fed. And it's hilarious. He gets kind of worked up every time, but I mean, that's just the relationship that we have anyway. So, anyway.
But because I did, at one point I was like, dude, why?
Are we
why-
done talking
why-
about Corinne Jean-Pierre's
Why have I
looks
never
now?
been like attracted to black folks? I actually had to look back and I'm like, okay, so there's certain body features they have that I'm just not attracted to. Typically, there's certain body features they have that I'm not attracted to.
Anyway.
If it's not talking about Corinne Jean-Pierre, it's talking about dicks. Come on,
Oh,
Joe.
shit.
Get your life
Christine
together.
just canceled us.
We
What'd
just
she
got
say?
canceled because we like guns.
Because we like guns.
Oh, boy.
We love
sarcastic.
guns.
She's being sarcastic.
Oh, I know. I was getting there.
I can't see the comments, so I don't know
So
what she
Justin
said.
apparently doesn't draw the line at nukes. I draw my line at nukes.
If the government can have it, I can have it. Fuck you.
Hold on. What'd she say here? Oh, no.
Yeah, we've been canceled. What the fuck? I thought we were friends, Christine.
We love
we were
guns
friends.
around here.
I see a gun.
Not mine.
Lonnie is actually wearing a gun at the moment.
Correct. Lonnie is. Anyway, moving on. Second. Oh God.
None of us are vets.
No,
Actually.
ma'am, we are not vets.
We just enjoy the what do you call it? The functionality of the buzz.
Well, first off, me and Lonnie actually have hair.
What the fuck did
Second
you
off,
say?
You buzz yours every now and then.
Yeah, but it's been a while.
Hold on a minute. Why, man, boy?
First off, you keep that follicle fountain under control. Second off,
It's getting a little
no,
tainty
we're not
over there.
vets. My family has a pretty prevalent military background, both
Same.
because of
Yeah,
my dad, who
there's a
was
lot of people in
military,
my
my
family.
grandfather was military. But as far as like personal service, no.
I get on both sides of my mom and dad. I got some pretty cool World War II stories. Like,
Yeah.
tell you about sometime.
My grandfather served 22 years. My brother served. Several family members served.
Yeah.
So
We're just
We Southern boys, so we
Listen,
have
listen. Here's the thing:
it's in there.
You got to understand about us. We are some freedom-loving motherfuckers.
Yes. Now, me and Justin at one time were trying to enter the military right about the time we were right outside of high school, basically.
Between junior and senior year, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I literally had my application filled out, ready to hand it in.
Oh, they were
to a
like
recruiter.
on their knees for Justin because he made like a 92 on his ASVAB.
I made a 99.
94.
Oh, damn. So they were on their knees for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would have sucked Lonnie off.
Dude, I made like a 68, and they were still just like, dude, do you realize that's a pretty good score? And
When
I'm
I
like,
went to the
Yeah,
recruiter,
that is a pretty good score. You only have to score 35 to fucking
When I
shoot
went-
Hodges.
when I went to the recruiter, they told me that I could literally have any job I wanted.
The job that I wanted wasn't available. I wanted to be a cryptological linguist.
You know what I wanted to do?
What?
Crazy enough, but it makes sense because I rock a mullet. I was gonna do a EOD.
Ooh,
no.
Very nice.
I wanted to be a sniper. That's what I wanted.
$50,000 sign-on bonus.
Yeah, I think mine was somewhere in that market.
Yeah, I wanted to be a sniper. And
this was
after
years
watching
before you
Jarhead.
would have been eligible.
Yeah.
After
Yeah,
watching
but you know what?
Jarhead.
Fuck Jarhead. That movie sucked.
Dude, after watching Jarhead, I was glad I didn't.
Jake Gyllenhaal can suck my ass.
But it's based on a real story, though.
Yeah.
Like, I actually read the book.
loser who never got to take a shot. Fuck off.
But he was so close to taking the shot, and they're like,
Anyway.
hold up, don't take the shot. We're about
Yeah.
to bomb them.
Yeah, they bombed him instead because
But,
he's a
hey,
fucking loser who
we're
would have
missing the most
missed.
important part here. Christine, thanks for joining the party again.
Yeah, thanks.
We appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, like, share, do all the things.
Yeah, share us with your friends who might be like-minded individuals.
Or not.
Or not.
We don't care.
It's up to you. We don't make any money off this, so fuck it.
Well, and it's also good to get different viewpoints, right?
It is. It is.
We don't want to
important.
be. We don't want to be a
We don't want to
echo
be.
chamber.
We don't want to be conflictive, but we do want to have good, meaningful conversations with.
Combative. We don't want to be combative.
Yeah, we want to have meaningful conversations
But
with
also,
people.
if you don't agree with us, fuck you.
We're gonna have to get off this screen because this Asian lady in the front is quite fine looking.
Oh my God, Joe, and you're fucking Asian.
Dude, I love Asian women.
But you don't
You
like
married
black
a
people.
white woman.
And you don't like black people.
Look. Okay, so the running joke is that if I wouldn't have married Beth, I probably would have married an Asian lady.
You probably
No,
would
you
have
wouldn't
married your
have.
hand. First
No
of
Asian
all.
would find you attractive.
It's true.
I don't know.
They say, "Hey, why, Hispanic boy, you fat."
No, they would have looked at him and been like, haha, you look like a monkey. Anywho, we got a couple
you
more.
don't tan evenly on her body.
We got a couple more, and I really want to get at least the first tweet from This Week in Twitter because it's fucking hilarious.
Kate and Christine have not seen my tan from today. Y'all check this out.
Look at this
damn
white
it.
boy.
Damn it. Hold on. It's on the screen.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Look at that.
So
Look at that junk.
So Christine says, hope the algorithm changes because I don't know why you don't have more people here.
We don't know either.
Eh,
And we're honestly,
But also like,
it's probably because we're
Where
self-loathing
did she say she was
dickheads
from?
that don't promote ourselves very much.
but where did she say she was from?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Where?
Yeah.
What time zone is that?
That's-
Eastern?
It's
No, it's central.
it's central.
Yeah.
Central time zone. Okay.
Yeah, because it's Ohio and over that goes into Eastern. Michigan.
No,
Michigan.
Indianapolis and east.
Oh, that's right, Indianapolis.
I
yeah.
was thinking maybe I thought it was more like. Oh, she's new to leaning right, so bear. in
Oh
mind.
shit, we got a convert.
So we're not right. We're right leaning.
You two are.
Yeah.
So
right.
Lonnie's the resident Republican.
That's right. I'm conservative.
We don't have a leftist because, well, they won't.
Quite frankly, they won't sit down and talk with us.
We're conservative leaning libertarians. There's a lot of issues that we are liberal on. Like, basically, our saying is we believe gay married people should be able to protect their weed farms with guns.
You stole that from me, you motherfucker.
I said that's our saying.
No, not ours, mine.
Whatever. But
get your shit straight.
I put it this way: even though I'm
the Conversation twins, you mean the Hodge twins?
They're pretty good. I like them.
I love the Hodge twins. I think they're fucking hilarious. Yeah.
They're the two
look,
brothers, right?
I fuck them.
The two black brother guys.
It's a stroke. You're having a stroke. Anyway, let's get through this. KJP will interact with you in a second.
In your statement at the top of the briefing, you're critical of Republicans.
Also,
but
Kate
you
says she
mentioned
liked
anything the
Jarhead.
president wants to do, is doing himself about this. Is he at the end of his ability to do anything when it comes to gun violence in the U.S.? Is he effectively at this point powerless?
Look, Zeke, as you know, and as I've talked about, the president has talked about many times, the president in his first 2 years of the administration has done more executive action than any other president when it comes to gun violence, when it comes to stemming gun violence, when it comes to protecting our communities, our schools, and so he's taken action. He's taken action over and over again. Just last month, he was on the West Coast announcing another executive action, and we are seeing from these executive actions that he's signed more than a dozen.
Back that though.
So here's the thing. Here's where I take issue with that. It's not his fucking job.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Executive orders are unconstitutional. You know why? Because they usurp the power of the legislature. You know, the people who are supposed to write the laws. Executive orders are meant to do one thing, and that is to tell people how to execute the current laws that are on the books, not to create new laws. Right?
You know what that sounds like to me?
Smell like failure.
He definitely be smelling like failure. Anyway, we can cut this one off right here because that's all you needed to hear is that he's done this, this, and this. No, fuck you. Goodbye.
Hey, I'm so excited. You know why?
Because it's the deuce.
It's the deuce. We need a section
we love the
for the
deuce.
Deuce.
Well, it's called We Hate Her.
No, we need like his own
Call it a dose of deuce.
A dose of deuce.
Yeah, we need a section that has a cutscene that's like the dose of deuce with his face in all his glory.
Yes.
Because I do love the deuce.
Agreed. Unfortunately, there's no video. It's just audio.
Oh.
So you don't have to put it on full screen.
Okay.
Is President Biden going to do anything differently to try to head
That's that voice, so sultry and
as
sexy.
you know, and you've heard me talk about this, our economy, because of what the president has put forth, his economic policy that makes sure that we don't do trickle-down economics, that we do, we have an economy, that grows for everyone, from the bottom up, middle out, that does not leave anyone behind. And we're seeing the success of that, of his plans. And recent economic indicators are not consistent with a recession or even a pre-recession. And you can just look at the data. 12.5 million jobs have been created since he took office. 12.5 million jobs. We've gained all the jobs lost during the pandemic and created 3 million more jobs.
Hold on, pause that.
Near 50-year.
We have a rare instance of Black Debbie telling the truth. You catch that? You catch it?
Let's just go with I did it.
She said we regained all the jobs lost during the pandemic and created 3 million additional.
She never said we filled them.
Regained.
That's true.
But all the other stuff, she's a fucking liar. So.
Liar!
Thank you, Lonnie.
low, and black unemployment is at a record low. Annual inflation has fallen over the last 9 months. Wages are higher than they were 9 months ago. Incomes are up.
Insubordinate
and consumer spending
churlish.
is strong. Those are the indicators that show us that we are not headed to a recession or a pre-recession.
Liar!
That is because of the work that this president has done over the last 2 years.
Unfortunately for you,
Liar!
we are headed towards a recession.
And guess what? We all know he ain't at the helm.
Correct. And we got one more for the Double Dose of the Deuce. Also, no
button.
video, it's just the audio. So, sad day, but
I can't see his beautiful face.
I know, it's disappointing.
Oh, he grills her. Woo.
Yeah, and this goes back to our first story that we talked about. You can just let it play.
She almost looks like she has a lazy eye in that picture.
She do have a lazy eye.
You know who has a lazy eye? You, Joe.
I do, but it's not in the way you would think. Because what I like kind of like.
my strong
As I mentioned, there's a DOJ review right now, so I'm not going to get ahead of that review. Again, when DOD learned about this, they quickly asked the Department of Justice to step in and to review and to look into the process. Just not going to get ahead of it. But we've also have said that, of course, we are concerned about the potential national security risk. We've been very clear about that from the White House, from the Department of Defense. But again, there's a review going on, so I just don't want to get ahead of that.
So this Afghanistan report last week found that the intel was bad there, and now some more reliable intel is leaking out. Is President Biden satisfied with the people who are handling American intelligence?
So what I'll say is, again, DOJ is reviewing these documents. We cannot speak to the validity of these documents. So want to be careful that we don't get ahead, because the way that you're asking me the question is asking about the kind of goes into the specifics of the documents, which I cannot do from here. The DOD is certainly they've announced that they're taking steps to further restrict access to these sensitive information, and we're going to let DOJ move forward their process.
You said that social media companies have a responsibility to prevent this kind of stuff from circulating. Would President Biden meet with Elon Musk to talk about social media company responsibilities?
I don't have any meetings to read out to you. Obviously, this is something that the intelligence community is going to they're the ones who can speak to this more. But I'm just not going to speak to that as it relates to classified information.
About the leaks.
Here's the thing.
How bad?
Okay. You know exactly how bad these are. You know the kind of distrust that this sows in America. And quite frankly, you are mischievous and chicanerous.
Chicanerous.
Insubordinate and churlish.
Churlish.
You done messed up, Balake.
Timothy.
Present.
Listen, Juice Time.
What?
First off, fuck you. Second off, I haven't heard that since I was like 4 years old. Anyway, so now it's time for This Week in Biden. And I wish we had a video or an audio clip for that.
She knows AA Ron.
Of course she knows AA Ron. Everybody fucking knows AA
that.
Ron. Take your ass down to Oshag Hittis' office and tell him exactly what you did.
My favorite part's where he breaks the clipboard.
Say your name right.
Christine, you're in for quite a treat tonight for the funny.
Yep. Anyway, go back to the doc, to the show notes. Scroll down. This Week in Biden. Yet another Biden gaffe. That's what we love to see.
Damn, you don't say.
Listen, man, the teleprompter is now 97-0.
Damn. Relentless.
Go for it. We're going to go for a couple of seconds.
President Biden shared these recent barbs from his
I'm
trip
sorry,
to Ireland
but those
this week.
glasses don't work.
My heart. There's nothing our nations can't achieve if we do it together. I really mean it. So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the...
Look.
Why does he sound so
Let's
raspy?
go lick the world. So he's moved on from sniffing people.
Licking
and
is
moved
another.
on to licking them.
So you know what this tells me, right?
It tells me that he's been hanging out with the Dalai Lama,
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
who just recently asked for a young child male to suck his tongue.
Oh,
That's
I
a
saw that
fucked
video.
up world we live in.
You know how bad the world's getting is when you can't even trust the damn Dalai Lama.
You know what else this tells me? This tells me COVID's real. He's suffering from long COVID and no longer has a sense of smell.
He absolutely is suffering from long COVID.
He's been suffering from long
Anyway.
COVID for the past decade.
Continue.
The world, let's get it done.
And the president
The
made
fuck
a
was that
gaffe
noise?
during another speech
That was her
regarding the
laughing.
1919 through
She sounded
1921
like a
Irish
fucking
Independence
bird.
War.
Right here was a hell of a rugby player, and they beat the hell out of the Black and Tans. Oh God, it was but it was when you were at a Soldier Field, wasn't it? The game, Chicago, and after it was all over, he gave my brother. Allegedly for me, but if it wasn't, I still took it. I still got the tie. I wear it with great pride.
The hell are you talking about?
They beat the hell out of the Black and Tans, and that's all that he needs to know.
Hell.
Racist.
Disgraceful.
Correct. Anyway, and we got one more thing, not for This Week in Biden, but for COVID nonsense, because
That's one of
it's
my.
all nonsense.
Christine, right? Like, how can the Dalai Lama disappoint like that?
This is one of those things that happened a while back, but will never get old.
But like the Dalai Lama's all about Zen and loving the world and being nice, and then he ends up turning out to pretty much be a pedophile.
So, they pushed the COVID vaccines for a long time, and this is Dr. Fauci getting absolutely fucked.
The science, you mean?
Oh, I heard about
I
this.
am the science.
I heard about this.
All right.
And if you're questioning me, quite frankly, you're questioning the science.
I heard about this on Joe Rogan.
Yeah. This is hilarious.
People in America are not settled with the information that's been given to us right now. So I'm not going to be lining up taking a shot or a vaccination for something that wasn't clear in the first place. And then you all create a shot in miraculous time. It takes years to create vaccination.
Well, it used to take years.
Okay, it used to.
You know how
It
many
used to
years
take
were invested
years.
in
And I also
this
used to say that the
approach?
AIDS epidemic
About
was spread
20
through
years
water
of
droplets.
science to get us to be
20
able to
years
do
is
it.
not enough.
Hold on, pause
And
real
9
quick.
months is definitely not enough.
It's funny that he's out talking to a black community when we literally used a black community of people to test a drug one time.
No. They didn't test a
No,
drug.
they didn't test
just
the drug.
infected them
They
with syphilis.
That's what it was. That's
For
what
no
it was. That's
fucking
what I'm
reason.
thinking. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's what I meant. But I knew that. Regardless, we did a science experiment
Do you know
on the
where
black
this occurred?
community.
We have some audio.
Oh, sorry. Fat finger.
We have some audio as well of Joe's comments about the those experiments.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Piss off.
We know you are, Joe.
All right, so. And Christine says one time. I'm sure there was probably multiple
Oh, there's
times.
definitely been more than one time. But the fact is, you're going out there and talking to a black man about an experimental vaccine that
Look.
When we've already
I'm just
done
gonna
experiments on
I'm just gonna throw
his people.
I'm just gonna throw this out there, and I think everybody's thinking this. If there's anybody that is untrustworthy of an old white man,
it's a black man.
black guy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let this play out.
Now, for nobody to be taking no vaccination that you all came up with.
The only reason I'm talking to you right now, as close as we are, is that I've been vaccinated.
Right.
But
Is that I've been vaccinated?
Holy chicken head, sister! Damn,
Brother, let me tell you, I have been vaccinated.
damn! She turned the ghetto on like Hillary
She
Clinton.
really did.
She got hot sauce in her purse
See,
too.
here's
I
the
bet you.
thing.
Hey,
Conservatives
I got hot
aren't-
sauce in my purse too.
Here's the thing. Conservatives aren't racist. Liberals absolutely 100% are.
I guarantee you, she hadn't talked like that since she
Christine
was.
says now she's going to act black to relate.
I'm telling you, hot sauce in the purse like Hillary Clinton, man.
Like Hillary Clinton.
I tell you what, I got hot sauce in my purse right now. Like, what the fuck? Come on.
If
Look at us
all
looking at her.
thousands of people like you don't get vaccinated, you're going to let this virus continue to percolate in this country and in this world.
Something like the common flu then, right?
And it's like, not
It's
like
much
the common
more
flu.
serious than the flu.
Well, the flu kills a lot of people annually, too.
You know how many people died of the flu the last year? I mean, not this year, virtually none, but the previous year, about 20 to 30,000. You know how many people have died from COVID-19 in the United States? 600,000 Americans.
Not 600,000 because a lot of those died
The
with
number that you all
COVID.
given that died.
Not from
that's
COVID.
Once again,
Different.
that's you all's number.
You going to pass.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Because when you start talking about paying
You
people
gonna
to get
pass.
vaccinated, when you start talking about incentivizing
Goddamn right I'm
things
gonna
to
pass.
get people vaccinated, it's something else going on with that. Something else. It's something else going on.
It
with
is
that.
something going on
There's
with
something
it.
else.
You're right.
going on.
But I'm glad millions of
Shit
people
fire.
like me and most everybody here didn't get an incentive. You know what their incentive was? Protecting their health and protecting the city. But that's, I won't keep you anymore.
It's okay, 'cause
Thank you for
my
chatting.
incentive, y'all campaign is about fear. It's about inciting fear in people. You all attack
Tell it,
people
man.
with fear.
Run along,
That's what
gremlins.
this pandemic is. It's
Run
a fear.
along.
It's fear, this pandemic. That's all it is.
That's a dang right. I
You
want
know
to meet
what?
this guy. I want to
I'm
meet this
just
guy.
so grateful.
We
for-
gotta get this guy on the show. I will pay for his plane ticket.
Much unity.
Listen, that guy
He fucks.
fucks.
Big time.
I like that guy.
I like
you know what?
that guy.
You know
That
what?
guy's my new personal
You know what I
hero.
think that guy deserves? He stood up to the
That
science.
doesn't do it justice. Yeah. Brother.
That man directly stood up to science.
To science, not the science.
And he
because
said,
there
you
is
know
a
what he
difference.
said to him?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
By the way, AIDS isn't transmitted by the air, so there's that.
Yeah, you know.
Anyway,
That's not what the science said.
It's time for my favorite segment,
Hold on a second.
and that would be This Week in Twitter. Oh, God. Present.
Press. Oh, fuck, you got me. I'm so glad you changed the background color for this.
Yeah,
Although
me
I
too.
thought the floating head was fantastic still.
The comprehensive list of everyone who should not vote.
Hey, you be quiet. This is my. I just got to pull it up so I can actually see it because the camera's in the way. So here's my the redheaded libertarian. Again, one of my favorite fucking accounts to follow because she just ratios people and it's hilarious. Here's my comprehensive list of everyone who should not vote. I will continue to add to this forever. Feminist, male feminist, cyclist, vegans, Franklin deniers.
Wait, what are Franklin deniers?
I have no idea. People who wash their children
Who does
or who
that?
wash their chicken with Dawn.
Who does that?
Warhogs. Ukraine flags. Anyone who says pecan instead of pecan or pecan instead of pecan or and I heard a new one recently which was pecan and I don't like that shit.
Pecan?
Yep.
Pecan.
It's pecan. Exactly.
It ain't pecan.
It's pecan.
It's
Yeah.
pecan.
It's not pecan.
Look.
It's not pecan. It's pecan.
Pecan.
Fuck
Anybody
off.
out there wondering? It's pecan.
Anyway, CrossFitters, communist sympathizers, democratic socialists, gun grabbers, pedos, PETA, people who
PETA.
water down their soap, the QTs, trademarked, Portland, New York City, Washington, D.C., coastal elites, wine moms, the double boosted, anyone who stops at a yield sign, carnies, descendants of redcoats, too risky, anyone under 35, POTUS rules, non-citizens, non-property owners, Meghan Markle, we're on to you. People who don't like dogs, people who don't put their shopping carts back, Mean Girls, the double boosted. Notice that's in there twice. Citizens who can't pass a civics test.
Amen.
Renters, government employees, men who compete in women's sports, women with vocal fry, they, thems, women who end their name with an I, furries.
And I approve this message.
Oh,
That's funny.
Anyway, pecan. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I say it.
Pecan.
Pecan pie. Yep, pecan. even Christine gets it, and she's a Yankee.
That's true. And we say that with an endearment. You know?
We do. Now, here's the thing. For this one, we actually need to go to Twitter after this because Spike Cohen, vice presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party last year or last election cycle.
I already know what this is from. This is from Grantham.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was kidding. This is actually just a video of what one marijuana does to your body. The first tweet
One
was
marijuana.
the first tweet was, "This is what just a single bullet from an AR-15 does to the human body. Give me one good reason why anyone should have these weapons of war." Now, that's the aftermath, obviously, of
It was a fucking tank round to
a human body. Okay. That's what these people would have you believe. Okay, continue. And finally, we touched on this. The Libertarian Party never disappoints. This week, we learned Zelensky embezzled $400 million from U.S. fuel aid, as if pushing U.S. politicians to establish a no-fly zone, refusing all negotiation with Russia under any terms wasn't enough. No more entangling alliances. All U.S. funding for Ukraine must end. And if you missed it, we did talk about this earlier in the show.
I agree.
And I think that's it. Is that the last one? Oh, no. And Libertarian Party of New Hampshire never disappoints. They're a great follow.
Gold
Person
digger of our time.
Times Person of the Year, Volodymyr Zelensky, gold digger of our time.
Hot damn.
You know what pisses me off is and there for a while he was saying we still weren't giving them enough. You're
Correct.
not giving us enough. You're not giving us enough.
Correct. And that has been This Week on Twitter. So funny. The redheaded libertarian never disappoints me. Ever.
Oh, you already put this in here? Fantastic.
Yeah, I did. Bro.
We didn't touch base on Bud Light. We did a little, like a hair.
Well,
But
first off, fuck Bud Light. It's urinal water.
So-
Okay. Second
how
off,
much have they lost as of current?
Billion.
current-
close to $7 billion
Last
in
time I
market
saw
cap.
we had talked about this. By Thursday, it was $5 billion, and most recent, as what Justin told me,
It was closer to 7.
So they
$7
hired this.
billion.
They hired this girl to, kind of improve their marketing, right?
Yeah.
And then
she's the CEO of marketing.
And then she's like, "Well, I think the problem is
Friday
that
image.
It didn't work.
Yeah,
you alienated like half of your consumer base.
Well, I mean, but she said that she didn't feel like Bud Light didn't reach out to,
Okay, listen.
certain
If you don't know that
people.
your target audience is butch lesbians, masculine gay guys, and rednecks, you got a bigger problem. Okay,
I
that's
mean,
your target
look,
audience.
But the fact that she doesn't realize that.
Well, she said she wanted to end the
bigger
fratty
shit.
She said that she wanted to end the fratty image. First of all,
okay, first off, that's all frat people can afford.
that's not true.
That's not true. Yeah, natural light.
That's right. Natty Ice. And if you get the really, really high top tier fraternities, you know what they drink?
PBR.
No. They're a little higher. PBR is a good choice. I mean, me personally, I like PBR.
I do too.
They go for Michelob.
Yeah, you know what? If you drink Michelob,
I
already assume that you do not have a Twiggenberries.
Look, I'm
Excuse
not
me,
saying
I like Michelob.
Michelob can suck my balls.
Now,
Look,
ideally, like
I'm
a
not
beer.
saying I agree or
Corona.
disagree.
Now this
Corona is my choice of beer.
No, Modelo.
Or Modelo. I like Modelo.
The Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA.
It's pretty tasty. I've had my fair share.
Not
of
only
that,
that,
delicious.
but Corona makes a good beer cheese. Like if you make beer cheese, but
Oh
use
yeah,
Corona.
it absolutely does.
Mickey's.
Blue Moon makes a really good
I
one
haven't heard
too.
of that one in a while.
Yeah. Corona makes like if you make beer cheese and you use Corona to make it, it makes really good beer cheese.
Kate says, "I like it." Talking about Michelob Ultra.
She's done, Justin. Move out
Hold
tomorrow.
on. No,
She's
no,
a female. It's
Here's the thing.
acceptable.
Oh wait, Michelob Ultra? No, we're good. Michelob
Here's the
Ultra.
thing.
Yeah. No, Kate.
I've already stated, if you drink Michelob Ultra, you don't have a Twiggenberries. I can attest to this.
She
does not have a twin of Mary's.
She is gonna culture you. I'm telling you. I am convinced.
My
Before you
thing
know
is-
it, you're already wearing boots.
Motherfucker, have you met me?
You're already wearing boots.
I was wearing these before I met her.
Next thing you know, you're gonna come walk in here listening to country music.
Oh God, I hate when she controls the radio. I legit.
Oh my
Anywho.
god! How dare you? Oh, Christine. No, this is
Natty
Christine.
daddies. They're called bush lattes.
Yeah,
Christine.
Corona
Christine,
is
you
in-house
are
Natty
bush.
daddies.
Christine. You are hereby canceled.
No.
Yes.
You're canceled because you like Corona.
Corona is good.
No, it's not.
Corona is
It's
good.
really not.
It really is
Modelo is better.
Modelo
by
is better,
far.
but I do like
Modelo is
Corona.
better.
I
by
drank a
a long
Modelo on Easter.
shot. Modelo's good.
I do like Modelo.
Natty daddies. See, this is why we get along, Kate, because you like natty daddies and I like bush lattes.
I would prefer neither.
I just like Kate.
Yeah, I would prefer neither. Like no, just
Wise
no.
choice, my friend.
And if anything, I'd rather drink a craft beer. If anything,
Sometimes this thing in here,
You do be thinking.
it do work sometimes. You think it don't be like that, but it do. It
right,
really,
Pat.
really do.
Not that.
Yeah, Corona is owned by Anheuser-Busch.
is it really?
Yes. That's why we're
Fascist.
shitting on it right now. You fucking tranny.
Damn.
Joe ain't got no twig and berries.
Normalize the boat.
Anyway, Joe, I'm assuming because you haven't mentioned it that you don't have anything for Conspiracy Corner.
Bro, it's already 11 o'clock.
I know.
It's past 11 o'clock.
So we're gonna go straight to the funny, and we're gonna get out of here because it's been a long
my
night already.
butt is starting to hurt.
That's why I traded chairs.
Okay, but do I look in?
No, you're not canceled.
No, you're
Joe
not
is canceled. We like you, Christine.
We like you. Please stay.
keep coming back.
And here's your treat.
Down. All right, go to Aussie Man reviews.
I found that guy on TikTok.
Who?
Aussie Man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's not like a small timer. Look at him.
I don't know how well you can see it, but
Jesus.
That's 12 minutes long. We're not doing that. Let's see. You know what? Mexican weather report.
Is it anywhere close?
Probably not. Mexican weather. Yep, there it is. Right there at the top.
Joe,
Everybody
this is-
loves this one.
Joe, this isn't for you because she's of color.
She's Latina.
I'm going to tell you right now, my other weakness is Latinas.
Can't be. She's dark.
That woman is paler than I am.
Christine, we start going live at 8 p.m. Central Time every Saturday. That's it.
interested in Mexican weather lately. I don't know what it is. Oh, fuck me, Dad. It's good just to learn about other cultures and precipitation. Like, yeah, I may not know what Yannet Garcia is saying, but a part of me is okay. It's okay with all of this. 33 degrees, 56%. Like, I get the bullet points. I get the bloody bullet points, and that's all you need. Minima, maxima, notchy. Yeah, all good. Fucking lightning, rain. It doesn't matter. Oh, none of it matters. It's fine. Even if I did know Spanish and she told me that a freak tidal wave approaches,
Hey, pause it
I'd
for a
be like,
second.
so what?
Christine, for you, we give a special tally-ho.
Tally-ho.
Keep coming back. We enjoy having you.
Pause it right on the butt.
I'll live. It's no worries. I have a snorkel. She could tell me climate change is, fuck, real. I'd be like, what do I have to do? She could be saying, stock up on tin food, get plenty of bog roll, protect your family, and I would jump into action. She'd make me approach the apocalypse with a can-do attitude. Anyway, back to the weather reports in Australia.
It's interstate tomorrow. Shower 2 for Sydney, a few showers and the chance of a thunderstorm for Canberra.
Yeah, nah, no one gives a shit.
All All right, so we gave Christina a very special tally-ho because she's a new subscriber. Let's make her feel welcome. But covered a lot tonight.
To say the least.
Some of it was important, some of it not so much, but, you know, it's my show, so fuck you.
Oh, hey, you gotta tell Kate about my appearance.
Oh, Kate, you need to go back to 1 hour and 42 minutes into the show.
Roughly.
Because somebody at the Follicle Fountain makes a special appearance on camera. And with that, we're going to leave you. I'm Justin.
I'm Joe.
I'm Lonnie.
Tally ho, lads.